What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. Today's episode is going to be brought to you by Mystery Ranch, built for the mission. And if you guys aren't rocking a Mystery Ranch Fireline pack, well, you're doing it wrong and your back probably hates you. But in addition to all of your load-bearing essentials, they make a ton of other stuff, and especially stuff that's going back to the Wildland Fire community, which is pretty damn sweet. So as you well know, the Mystery Ranch Backbone Series scholarships and the Backbone Series itself is up and it's live on mysteryranch.com. And if you want to support the cause and help support these men and women in the field contributing to a larger message, well, swing over to www.mysteryranch.com and check out the Mystery Ranch 3-way briefcase. It is a badass little briefcase and make a good crew boss kit. Or if you need to get a bag to throw all of your civvy gear and all of your essentials, like your flip-flops and your toothbrush and all that stuff, little hotel bag, well, check out the Urban Assault 21 in Wildfire Black. All the a portion of the proceeds goes back to the Backbone Series scholarship. And those folks are doing some great work over there. It's pretty awesome. So if you want to find out more, go over to www.mysteryranch.com and check it out. The Anchor Point Podcast is also going to be brought to you by our premier coffee sponsor, and that is going to be none other than Hot Shot Brewery. It's kick-ass coffee for a kick-ass cause, and a portion of the proceeds will always go back to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. So if you're in the need for some badass off-duty gear, some stuff to help rep that wildland firefighter culture, or you need all the tools of the trade to get your morning started off right, or you're just running low on coffee and need to re-up on that coffee game, well, head over to www.hotshotbrewing.com and check it out. And while you're at it, they support the Anchor Point Podcast by slinging our merch. So if you want to get your hands on some of the staples, some of the flagship merch, some t-shirts and stuff, then head over to www.hotshotbrewing.com and check out the little tab that says Anchor Point Podcast, or TAPS for short, TAPPS. And get your hands on some of that merch. So go check it out. The Anchor Point Podcast would also like to give a quick little shout out to our buddy Booze over at the ASS Movement, and that stands for the Anti-Surface Shitting Movement. Yep, I said it. It's a hilarious name, but they are serious about conservation, especially cleaning up and kind of passing the message of burying your poo. It's a disgusting problem. Honestly, it sucks. It's disgusting. It needs to stop. So if you want to get some of your poo-bearing propaganda and spread the good word about burying your turds, well, head over to www.thefirewild.com and check out the ASS Movement, where you can score all of your exclusive ASS Movement merch. And last but not least, the Anchor Point Podcast is going to be brought to you by our good friends over at the Smoky Generation, also known as the American Wildfire Experience. Bethany, you have an awesome organization over there, and I dig it. So what it is basically is a digital archive, a digital collection of wildland firefighting stories dating all the way back to the 1940s. There's a collection of over 100 now, probably closer to 200 now, and it's pretty awesome. So it is a global affair now, and there has been tons of winners of the Smoky Generation grants, which is awesome. So if you are interested in sharing your story, if you're telling the story of wildland fire, if you happen to be a blogger, photographer, writer, videographer, anybody who's telling the story of wildland fire across the globe, go over to www.wildfireexperience.org and check it out, and wait for that 2022 season to open up for those $500 grants for you folks in the field telling a story. It is pretty awesome. Bethany, keep it up. I love it. The views and opinions of this podcast do not reflect the views and opinions of the United States government, the Department of the Interior, the Department of Defense, the Department of Agriculture, the United States Forest Service, the Bureau of Land Management, National Park Service, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, or any private, municipal, county, or state firefighting organization, any law enforcement agency, any medical provider, or any contractor employed by any federal agency. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. So today on the show, we are going to have round 3 with JK Boots. We're going to have a third round of the Big Badass Boot episode, which is pretty cool. JK is one of those companies that is, they're a rising star, if you will, within the fire industry, and they make some pretty badass boots. And they also contribute and give back to the community by donating a large portion of money to the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. Hell, you can even get fitted and sized up and get a brand new pair of boots over there at the foundation if you want to. Oh yeah, I just want to make a quick little point that, I am not in any way sponsored or receive financial compensation from JK Boots. I just believe in their philosophy and I like what they're doing. So yeah, there's that. But other than that, we're going to not necessarily focus so much on the boots per se, but we're going to get an idea of Tim and who he is as a person, his business philosophy, and we're gonna learn all about the philosophy behind JK Boots. It's pretty cool. It's gonna be a long one. It's about 3 hours long, but we have some pretty good topics and draw a lot of comparisons between the entrepreneurial world and wildland firefighters and being a fucking savage. It's pretty cool. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend Tim from JK Boots. Welcome to the Anchor Point. Tim
Khadzhi.
It's
good. Yeah.
All right.
Don't, dude, if you mess, bro, I don't care. Honestly, don't worry. Khadzhi.
There
dude,
you go. I always mess up your
there you go.
Last name.
Do not worry. Tim is easy.
So Khadzhi.
No. Whatever works, dude.
Whatever floats your boat, right?
That's right.
All right. So let's get into this.
You saw the intro?
That is the intro.
Oh, that was the intro? Are we in right now? Okay.
we're in, dude.
Perfect.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Anchor Point podcast. Today on the show, we've got round 3 with Tim Khadzhi.
Round 3. Tim Khadzhi. There it is.
See, I keep messing it up, dude.
Do not worry. Again, all high school years, it was messed up. Do not worry. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Good to be back, man. That's so cool. Yeah. I remember our first one. I was sitting in my room. I was literally on the speakerphone with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Your brother.
Yeah. My brother and I. Yeah. And the second one, my brother and I too. That was in my office at the shop. I remember that also very vividly.
Yeah.
You were just getting started up on that first one.
Yeah. I think you were like, I want to say like my 3rd or 5th guest on the show.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome. And back then I remember telling you, I was like, dude, this is going to be big. It's going to blow up.
Dude, I had no idea that it was going to be as successful as it was, that it is today. And just like last night, man, we were hanging out here and hanging out at, what was it?
Fall River
Brewery, man. It was cool, man. Just like hanging out with folks that are just like showing up to hang out.
Yeah. It's a culture. It's a community thing. Like it's going to tie everybody together. And nobody had done anything like that for, I think, wildfire at all.
No, there's nothing.
And you kind of pioneered that, and that's really, really awesome.
Yeah. And you know what's cool is I think that first follower, if you will, like there's some other couple of podcasts that are specific to fire that are in the space, like Wildland Fire. And special shout out to our buddy over there who's running the fire podcast. What was it called? Life with Fire.
Okay.
Yeah, Amanda Montai. She was a guest. She was my second guest on the show, man. And she's just crushing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's cool because she focuses more on like the educational component of her podcast and like educational component of fire. Whereas I am kind of like a more all-encompassing like culture kind of thing.
Because there is a culture.
There's
a massive
dude,
culture.
You got like off into the deep end of the firefighter
There's
culture.
A massive culture. And like I was telling you on the way here, like you don't know unless you know somebody in it or unless you're in it yourself.
Well, it's like a far removed problem. Like we were talking on the car ride over.
Yeah, it's somewhere far away. Yeah. It's something happening. You just see smoke. Like you don't know. You know?
It's not a problem that's like in your face, but people need to do this job. And it's
100%.
It's cool, man.
And there's a ton of, it's very militaristic in the camaraderie aspect. And it's like, I've just seen that. And I'm not a firefighter, never have been, I've never been on the line, but just dealing with firefighters, you see that. This brotherhood aspect, like you have, that sticker. I mean, like that's awesome.
The Band of Brothers
sticker. Yeah. Like that's what it is, and you get that vibe just by dealing with these guys. A crew will come in and you see it.
Oh yeah, dude, it's cool. It's cool to see that brotherhood, sisterhood, that family, that fire family, like unfold. And like it's got to be different, a little bit different from you because you never fought fire, but you've seen it like third hand.
Like I respect that. Like when you see it, you respect, and that's why I told you, like I love dealing with firefighters because they're always disciplined good guys. You know, obviously there's bad apples in any industry anywhere.
That's anywhere. You got good crews and you got bad crews. You got good boots and you got bad boots.
Exactly. 100%. But like dealing with them across the board is just a pleasure, you know, respectful, good, disciplined, kind of straight to the point, which I like that, you know, and that's just the best. And, you know, that's why fire is a huge, you know, part of our company. It's a huge part of our business, you know, and I love dealing with them. They're great. Like, I'm so happy that we have, you know, a good following in the fire community because it's just easy to work with them. It makes business enjoyable. You know, I love doing it. Like, you know, making sales, being on the sales floor, you know, working with guys, you know, what a pleasure. Like, you know, guys will come in and just, dude, you hear crazy stories.
Oh yeah, dude.
All the time.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, it's awesome. And they're just straight up nice dudes. You know, it's really, really cool. Like even our, you know, we're here in Reading, like one of our first guys that was here with us, you know, was a fire guy. I mean, working with him, you know, being on the same team, what a pleasure. Like disciplined, straight up to the point, you know, doesn't mess around.
Good communicators.
Very, very good communicators.
Straight to the point, man. They don't pull any punches.
Yeah. It was awesome. So, you know, just kudos to the fire community for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And you've been doing a lot of work for the fire community. Like you said, you guys make boots. You guys make a shit ton of boots. Yeah. Awesome boots.
Yes.
And every review that I've heard or the referrals that I've made to you guys, like they've been impressed by your boots. So I want to keep that relationship going like just, I'm going to simp for the brand, you know?
Thank you. That's good. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. I like what you guys are doing here. And a cool, like, I don't know if everybody that's listening to this right now has heard the first two initial podcasts that we've done.
Go listen to them if you haven't. Yeah.
So
it's worth it.
We'll touch on some of the topics.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, some repeat
just
for sure.
As a refresher course, I guess you could
100%,
say.
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, the amount of stuff that you guys do for the fire community, you get paired up with the Wildland Firefighter Foundation. They sell your boots out of Boise, out of the Wildland Firefighter Foundation themselves.
Yep. And we donate a portion of every sale to the foundation.
That's huge,
that happens. And then just in general, you know, so the guy over there, Burke, like I was telling you, you know, we get so many emails for promotions, you know, sponsorships, giveaways, you know, asking for money. And like, we set aside a budget to do that every year. Like we love doing that. But you can only do so much and it's hard to filter because I don't know everything that's going on, you know, in the fire world. And so that's why we have this great relationship with Burke. If Burke says that it's good and we should do it, like we do it, you know, and
it's a good thing. You know, we were talking about that too, is like the way you and I kind of have a business philosophy. We kind of come in conclusion that we don't endorse things and we don't like sell ad space or like partner with anybody unless we believe in their company.
100%. It has to be real. It has to be real.
It has to be authentic, right?
Yeah.
So, and Burke's doing a great thing, and that's a huge thing, not only for Burke, because now he has even more of a reason for people to come by the foundation, you know, because you can go get brand new pair of boots right there, right? That's huge. But also it benefits you guys as a business, and you guys are small. You guys are like,
still mom and pop style.
Still mom and pop style. It's not like you're whatever other boot place out there that's selling to national chains. We had that conversation last night because you get a lot of control over the quality of your product.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's cool.
1,000%. That's why we did this in Reading.
Yeah.
You know, we could have hooked up with any other boot store and just, you know, sold boots like, you know, third party. It's called a dealer relationship.
Sell wholesale and then they resell your stuff.
Yeah. And not that there's anything particularly horrible with that or wrong with that. You know, if it's good, it's good. Great. Like anything can work. But like my philosophy, my brothers and I, my dad, you know, so it's JK, that's my dad's initials, John Khadzhi, right? So it's like, it's our name on there. If I want anybody selling boots that has our name on it, like I want to be there and I want to know what's happening. And we want to kind of make sure and sleep well at night that, hey, the fitting was done correctly. They were given the right pair of boots. They were sizing them up the right way. The fit sheet was good. You know, like I don't want to have 1,000 messes. You know, we want to have everybody out there, you know, 100% of guys just walking around their boots so happy. Every step is like, dude, I'm so happy I bought these, you know? So yeah, absolutely. It's a trust thing. It's not a control thing. It's more of a, like, I want to papa this, like I want to father this.
Yeah. This is your baby.
This is my baby. Yeah. I'm not just going to allow any person that I don't know, that I don't trust, that I haven't trained to go and do stuff. Cause it matters. You know, it's not the firefighter's responsibility to know what size boots he needs.
No, they put those things on their feet and they go get to work.
Right. That's why we're here to help. I agree. There's definitely levels of like, you know, kind of be mature, maybe understand like what feels good, what doesn't feel good. Mm-hmm. But ultimately they've come to us for a service. They've come to us to be like, hey, listen, you know, I need boots. Okay, great. And we have options. We set this up. We have methods, size method. You choose what you want to do. You know, like we're here to serve. So absolutely. Like we're so happy we did this. It's doing really well. If you haven't come, you know, to see Reading location, come see it. It's amazing. And, we've got boots here in store, like brick and mortar, our own guy managing the place, ready to go. He knows exactly what to do.
Oh yeah, he's pretty dialed.
Yeah, he's dialed in, so.
He's a former Navy guy, right?
Former Navy guy.
Former Navy.
Yeah. And dude, I sleep well at night, so that's amazing.
Hey, that's peace of mind, man.
Peace of mind. Yeah. And I know that the guys out there that are coming in here, they're getting stuff done legitly. Same thing in Boise, they're getting stuff done legitly.
Yeah.
We just want to be more accessible. We want to be easier to get to. I'll put myself sometimes in the shoes of a firefighter who's like, hey, need them now, right now, like don't have time. It's like
my previous boots blew out or something like that.
Yeah, like I need them now. Okay, well, how easy is it just, hop in, pick up a pair, try them on, walk around in the store for 20 minutes, make sure they feel good. Boom, you're ready to go. You're out on the fire line.
Yeah.
And a lot of guys tell us they buy boots brand new, they get them out of the box, they go fight fire. Like,
yep.
That's amazing. The little to no break-in thing is very real. Man. It's very real.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than like getting nasty ass blisters on your feet while you're trying to do work, man. Because if your feet are just totally hamburger, dude, you're gonna have a rough time.
What's the saying? Your feet are your money makers.
Yep.
Is that the term? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how true?
It's super true, man.
Right.
Like if your feet are happy and they don't hurt, I mean, that has like systemic effects. That's your ground, right?
Right.
That's going to affect your entire body. So
will they send you home if your feet are bad? If
they're bad enough, I've seen people go home. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of people won't say like how bad an injury is or like how bad their feet are, but I've seen people go home. I've actually had to refer a crew member of mine to EMS because their blisters were so damn bad.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Wow. So you can literally have your season ended.
I mean, if it's severe enough,
prematurely, or be thrown, off the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
So when I was on the hot shot crew, we did this like death march, right? We did this huge, I want to say like 10 or 11 mile PT hike, right? So it was like tool ordered, had saws up front. We had, all your gear and stuff like that. And what was that? Smith Mountain or Smith Bend or whatever that park is outside of Redmond there. And we just basically hiked up to the top of the hill, all the way down, back up to like the side, and just this death march, man. And there was this poor guy who got back to the station and he took off his boots, and he had like a pair of boots that were not fitted right.
Yeah.
They're a cheaper brand of boots. They weren't really cut out like your guys' boots.
Yeah.
And the entirety of both of his feet on the bottom were a solid blister.
Wow.
Yeah. He had to go down for like medical reasons. He didn't lose out on the entire season, but he was definitely doing like some office work so it can heal.
Yeah.
So boots are important, man.
I always encourage, if you're listening to this and, just want to get a pair of boots, right? I encourage you, we've made it as simple as we possibly can, so we have these things, we have sizing methods that they're called. So anytime you go on our website or even come in the store to buy a pair of boots, choose your sizing method, what makes you feel comfortable. You can come visit a store. Mm-hmm. You can come to either Reading, Spokane, or Boise, hopefully more in the future, right? And then you can come in, you can choose whatever you want, put it on your feet, walk around. This is probably the best method.
Oh yeah.
The second one is, hey, I've had experience. Like I've been doing this for 5, 6, 10 years. I've had other brands. I know the size that I need and it works well for me. Just do what I tell you to do. No problem. We do that all the time. Someone had something in another brand. They know that this size is perfect for them, like another handmade brand. Dude, no problem. We'll do it. We'll transfer it over to our sizing. We'll build to our style and our quality, but the fit is going to be the same.
Yeah.
We do that often, for guys that have been, if someone's been fighting fire for 15 years and they're like, hey, 10D, that's me. That's what I need. That's what I do.
100%. That's like,
I'm not going to say anything. Like, yes, sir, like you got it. We'll do it, and that way they're happy. I'm happy, they feel trusted in their decision. We do it, done deal. Forget about it.
You got some new boots.
Exactly. New boots, good to go, ready to go. So those are the best two. The third one is, hey, I want a try on pair, so I'm going to send you a fit sheet and I want you to size me for a pair of boots that you guys have in inventory and send them to me. And I'm going to try them on and I'm going to walk around my house. For someone who's far away, we do a lot of stuff for guys that are like really far south.
Yeah.
Arizona, because we don't have anything there yet. Or like East Coast or Texas, a lot of fire guys in Texas.
Oh yeah,
by the way,
it's a huge fire
community in Texas, and nobody really talks about them very much.
Yep.
Huge year-round fire community out there, but we do that a lot. We send out try-on boots, try them on, walk around in your house for 5 hours if you want. Like I really don't care, but be sure what you want. And then there's a questionnaire in there. Mm-hmm. I've got QR codes that you scan. We have a bunch of videos on YouTube to help you know what to look for. this is a great method as well.
Because it's an educational component.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Guy will get a pair of boots, be like, okay, these are amazing. Just do this. Or like, hey, these are great, but I need a little more room in my toolbox. Or like, arch is a little high. Oh, great. Okay, no problem. We'll make the changes. That's the third best method. The fourth method, which people still do, but it's much riskier and the liability is kind of on the customer. You just fill out a fit sheet and you just do trust my fit sheets. Yeah. We've done that many times. Our success rate is pretty high because I believe that we're very skilled and talented. And, there's like a level of detective work that goes into, that's why we have you write your height and weight down. Because if someone's, 5'7" and 140 pounds, but they're giving me calf measurements of, a 16-inch circumference.
What are they? The Rock?
No, they're not. Exactly. So it's like, hey,
John Cena.
Yeah. right. It's like, no, you're not, so either, hey, redo those again, man. Or like, hey, something's going on, and that's where that customer service, customer communication comes in. Everybody gets a phone call, or at least we try to, sometimes it's just by email. Guys are remote or they can't pick up during, fire hours or whatever. Or
there's like a measurement error, like they're using a piece of string and then like going around, and then instead of using like a tailor's tape.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Dude, I got a story for you. A guy didn't have a tailor's tape and he used an iPhone charger. An iPhone, like a cord, and he would measure with a cord, mark it on the cord and go up to like a ruler or like a tape measure and then do that. And I'm like, dude, the margin for error there,
it's huge.
It's so high.
If your finger slides or if you're too tight or too loose,
hey, risky, ballsy, ballsy move. But like, do you understand like what you're getting yourself into? Yeah. I get. Okay. Like,
well,
I don't recommend this, but if you want me to do it, I'll do it. We're very service oriented. So like if somebody calls and is like, hey, listen, man, 9D, I don't care. Just do it.
Yeah. Just send it.
Listen, are you sure you know what you're getting yourself into? Yes, I want to do it. Okay. Like, well, I will recommend something. I'll advise. But ultimately, like we're here to serve the customer and we're here to do the best that we can and make them happy. We want them to be happy. We have this thing, like we want everybody to be happy. Every customer that walks out of JK or ends a phone call, we want them to be happy. Like if there's an issue, like I will I've called guys, after because it bothers me. Like I want them to be happy. Ultimately, sometimes there's situations that you just
have no control
over and you just got to let them go.
Yeah.
Those are the 1%ers and we do, it is what it is.
I mean, you can't make everybody happy. I've had people shit on my podcast and I don't sell anything. You guys have like,
we build a product, a custom product, service it. Right. And then we have customer service, so absolutely. Like, and I'm so happy that one of our reputations is good customer service. Like that can't tell you the joy that brings me. Like, cause ultimately we are very hardworking, decent, honest people with a lot of integrity. And so to hear that reciprocated out there in the community, like, that just makes me so happy. Like I love that. I love that so much.
Point of pride, man. I mean, that's your name literally on the boots.
Yeah.
Right? It's your father's name.
Literally. Yeah. And our dad is amazing. And so every pair of boots that goes out is that's legit, that's where it's at. But yeah.
Well, there's a lot of, there's a backstory behind that though.
Absolutely.
So let's get you're like the quintessential American dream, your family is, right?
Yeah.
So let's get a rundown about how JK Boots came about.
Yeah. Good story.
I like it. So man. A lot of people don't know about this. This is cool.
Good. Really, really good story. So, my dad born, 100 kilometers west of the Black Sea, small town, southeastern Ukraine, even though he's not Ukrainian, he's actually Bulgarian.
Okay.
And it was just a Bulgarian village, like way, 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 way back. A lot of wars going on in Europe and stuff, and people would literally just run and immigrate from their country. So, in the country of Bulgaria, they're getting just destroyed. People are just running away, and they eventually immigrated to this area, southeastern Ukraine. 100 years later, my dad's born, whatever. So yeah, he's born there, grows up, serves in the military. Mandatory 2-year service. Because you have to during the Soviet Union. That was the rule. That was the thing. Mandatory. And he actually served in Moscow, in the base in Moscow. He told me that when Reagan visited Moscow, he saw the plane.
You saw Air Force One.
He saw Air Force One. Yeah, really, really cool. That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, but anyways, and he's Christian, and so believers during the Soviet Union were not very well received. Incredibly persecuted. Yeah. Incredibly persecuted. So, but he just by the grace of God just had a lot of favor. And so there's a ton of stories there. But one, for example, is so our last name in our home language, it means It means like priest, like someone who is of holy descent, like a priest name.
Yeah.
And so when he was in the military, you know, the Soviet Union has so many countries, right? So it's all mixed up cultures. And there were guys there that are like, hey, we know what your last name means. What are you, you know? And he told me a story where like literally it's in the middle of the night. He's the new guy there. And there's 100 guys sitting around him, asking him to tell them why his last name is that last name. You know, what are you?
He's like on the spot.
Yeah, he's like on the spot. And he just took that moment. He just started sharing the gospel, you know, and it's like just talking about, listen, guys, here's who I am. Here's how I grew up. Here's why you need this. Here's what, you know, answering their questions, like just beautiful, just sharing. It was awesome. Really cool story. Like obviously I wasn't there, but you know, like just envisioning like amazing favor situations like that. Like he was really good at doing excavator work and doing all that stuff. So, I mean, there were situations where like he would tell me there's like a mountain of dirt that needs to be moved, you know, and nobody can do it because the ground is so frozen, but my dad did it. And so they give him 2 weeks off leave to go home, you know, like special things like that. Just really, just great guy. I love him.
He's a go-getter.
Yeah. All right. Next, move on. I could talk forever about that. Anyways, gets out of the military, meets my mom. They get married and they get married in 1989. They moved to a country called Moldova. Just to live there. There was work there. They're not Moldovan, but they were just living there. And there he started making shoes, making boots for women. He was actually doing women's stuff. Previously, when he was like 16, he had leather tannery experience. Like hunters would bring him hides and he would tan them and turn them into leather. So he had experience with leather, but he learned a lot of his shoe making, crafting there, you know? And he was there for 4 or 5 years. And then in 1994, there was like because Soviet Union fell apart in 91 or 92.
Something like that.
Yeah. And
so when the wall came down, I think it was 92.
Was that when the wall came down?
I think so.
Yeah. And then, you know, small countries, government falls apart, you know, whatever, like
big power vacuum.
Stuff. Yeah. You know, terrible. People are getting shot, like, you know, bad, you know? And so there's like literally like tanks rolling in their front yard, you know, in 1994, like,
oh shit.
Yeah, like bad stuff, you know? So the Russians came and took all the people out, took all the civilians away, just because, you know, people were getting caught in the crossfire. Like this is bad, you know? So they came in, they got all the people out. And
all the non-combatants.
Right.
Yeah.
And then my uncle, so my dad's older brother, had already come to America. And so he puts out what they call a call, you know, and so because he's basically telling the United States government, hey, like I have family that are there, that I'm here, like we need to get them here, you know?
Yeah.
And so that worked. And also my parents are Christian, you know, Christian refugees style, right? So in 1994, trip ship, getting a plane, tickets, 2 luggage, 2 cases.
Grab your shit and
grab your stuff and go.
Yeah.
My oldest brother and my older sister, they're 2 and 1 years old, $800, and they're in a plane from Moscow to Spokane.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they just landed in Spokane. That's where you guys established.
So way back when. So there was another boot company, and they were like tiny, and the boot making world is not very big per se. So the players get known.
Yeah.
So my dad was known for being a very good boot maker. And so he already had like connections set up where it's like, listen, if you come here, like we're going to take care of you and help you out because we want you to make boots, you know? And so, you know, that, I mean, obviously you come to America, you don't know English, you're just getting started, you know? Yeah. He just took the first thing that he had. And that was why Spokane. Also, my uncle was already here too.
Well,
so just
Spokane's kind of like known for like, I guess the cobbler
industry.
Yeah.
And I have no idea why, you know, it starts with those other brands that have been here for 100 years.
Yeah.
And dude, who, you know, whatever. Right. So yeah, works there for a little bit as soon as he possibly could. My dad is a very ambitious man, very go-getter man, a lot of hope, belief, faith. He's just a very, listen, take a risk, take a leap, let's do it. Like he's very like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like that. My brothers and I are like that. And so I literally, as soon as he possibly could, gets out of there, starts his own thing. He had always planned to do that. He never planned to be working for anybody else.
He wanted to be his own boss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He would tell us many times that his dream was to build a business and have his sons be partners with him in business. Like that was always his dream. And that's exactly what we have today.
That's cool,
it's
man.
It's beautiful. Like that was his dream, you know? So, you know, my dad's dreams have been fulfilled for a long time because we've been in business for a long time. And at this point, it's just like cherries on top, you know, as we grow up and get better and have families and, you know, our name gets known more, like this is awesome. You know, like what we have right now, the reason that I'm sitting in this chair talking about JK Boots is because my father made a decision 36 years ago that impacted my life and everybody's life, like how amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's impacting other people's lives as well down like further downstream. Like you got welders coming in, you got mechanics coming in, you got like a ton of wildland firefighters
getting like that's cool, So yeah. So I mean, to kind of sum it up, right, get started. And my mom's a seamstress. So in overseas, she was making like jackets and dresses and stuff. So she has sewing experience. So we first started out, because it was just my parents, right? My mom is doing tailoring work, and then my dad is like doing shoe repair and making some boots on the side as much as you can as one man, you know, really local, really small, And then my brothers and I, we were just kids. I was born here, and so I'm the youngest one, and my brothers got involved before I did, but we had to grow up and get out of school and all this stuff. And so as soon as we could, like I was 14 and I was going to the shop every day after school.
Just learning the trade. Yeah.
Like I was 15 and I set up my high school classes. So I had half online and half in the school. So I would not have to be at school Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I don't have to be there till 1. Also, I could get out of there sooner to go work. Like I just loved it, and lo and behold, some time went by and like, it's 1,000 small things, you're doing a good job, getting better. Your name gets out there a little more. This guy's happy. This guy tells his friend, this guy tells his friend, this guy tells his dad, this guy tells his brother, and so just very like slow growth, word of mouth. And that's why like our foundation is so strong. That's because we were just killing it and we still are.
Yeah.
Quality and service wise forever. I was 16 years old when my brother Will and I went to our first like show, and it was a logging fair, 60 miles north in a town called Colville.
I know where Colville is.
I've done
a bunch of burning up there.
I mean,
it's
like,
pretty cool.
It's a town of, 5,000-6,000 people, great town. But like, that was our first like show, and we sold some boots there. Like, and we were so excited. Will was the one that made our first out of store sale, to a guy in Colville logging show. And like, we were blown away. Like, we're so happy, So yeah. And it just transitioned, slow growth from there. Went to some more shows, went to some academies. And my dad taught me everything that I know boot wise, and more than just boot wise, but everything that we know. All of our production methods are him. All of our fitting methods.
So he kind of came up with all of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Mastermind.
Okay.
Mastermind, And he taught me stuff, everything that I know. He taught Will everything he knows, my brother Jay, everything that he knows. And now at this point, since all the four of us are really good, now we are kind of like brainstorming, okay, well, what can we do even better?
What's the next step?
Yes,
what's the next like evolution?
What's the next level?
Yeah.
And that's why like I think what separates us as just a company in general is like it's so like personal for us.
Yeah.
And like it's like what we do, it's like our thing, and we just
like you have a lot of time and like basically blood, sweat, and tears like poured into
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%, and we're building this because of our honor, because of respect, because of tradition, because of love and passion. And we want, like, it's competitive as well. Like, I want to be the best. I always thought that Mercedes had a cool slogan, the best or nothing.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do something,
do it well.
Do it well.
Yeah.
Why would you do it otherwise? Why would you half-ass anything?
Well, it's the thing that, there's a difference between like quality and commodity. 100% at the end of the day.
Sure.
And Mercedes and your boots, they're definitely the quality.
Absolutely.
They're not the commodity.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%. So like, that's a philosophy. Like, sometimes I would remember when we were, and now too, actually, this is very prevalent now. Sorry. No, that's okay. Sometimes, let's say there's something happens, and it's like a guy emails me after, 6 months of wearing the boots, and he's having some kind of issue.
Yeah.
Like we all sit around and look at the email and look at the picture.
It's like, what can we do?
Exactly. Like that's our response. Like, we're not just like, okay, whatever, So like, if you get an email like, hey, I'm getting, blisters, why? We'll sit down and be like,
especially after 6 months of wear, you should be like,
you should be fine,
in.
right? Yeah. Okay. Like why? Okay. Let's pull up his fit sheet. Okay. Let's pull up his sizing. Okay. Who sized him? Okay. Why? Okay. What's this? Da, 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 da. It's like, we want to get better, like we always want to get better. And so that's the idea. Always doing the best. And sometimes people take advantage of that, and like, it's just case by case basis. Like sometimes people want to take advantage of how much we care, you know, and that's bad. That's wrong from their side. But
preying on anybody's generosity, that's not okay.
It's not okay.
It's pretty shitty
because we take it personal. You know, we really care a lot. And even as we, like get help, have maybe having somebody else answer emails or something like that, or like Will does this or I do this or whatever. It's like. We want to set up systems and like a structure in place where like, it's literally impossible for somebody to get a bad pair of boots. Like it's literally impossible. Like we want to set up everything that we possibly can to be as smart as we possibly can and efficient and as accurate as humanly possible. Like we want to take this, because sometimes people, when they think of custom boots, they think of just a guy in a garage, like cutting everything out by hand.
Yeah.
And there's an aspect of truth to that. But at the same time, like we want to be clean and like sharp and good, and like legit company, like good, like really, really good. Like, I want the experience to be amazing. I want the experience to be enjoyable.
Whether that's easy. In person, online, absolutely. Fit sheet on your own.
Absolutely. Yeah. 1000%. People in the Northwest are spoiled that they can come drive and see us.
Yeah.
Or like people,
especially the logging community.
Yes.
Man, that's huge up there.
Massive.
Oh yeah.
Massive. Or the people even here in Redding, I have this story. They're spoiled that they can come here, right? How about all the guys in Southern California, all the guys in Arizona, Nevada, right? Texas,
Utah,
North Carolina,
Montana.
Utah, Wyoming. Dude, they're 12 out, 14, 16 hour drives away. We have people fly and come see us. I had a guy from Oklahoma City fly to come see us. Like that's
far away.
That's far, man. Yeah. That's halfway across the country, right? That's how important this is. And so, yeah, we want to be 100% success rate, right?
Someone's flying in from Oklahoma City, man. They better leave with a pair of boots that fit them damn well.
Yeah. Or if they're going to get a pair made, it better fit good, right? Yeah. So absolutely, like just always want to be better. Just always want to be better. Always want to be sharper, smarter. If there's an issue, okay, what is it? Let's fix it. So, and I think that's anybody who wants to be successful. That's anybody who wants to do a good job. If you're going to do something, do it well. Don't half-ass anything. What's the point? Just don't do it, And so
no point in half-assing something. It's like, why? Yeah. It's going to create more work for you in the future.
Right. And we're so far into this now where it's like, this is what we do. This is our life. We want to be the best, so it's great. So, kind of backtrack with my dad, right? Yeah. It all started from him, and when he got started, we got into it. Like I said, I was 14, 15, 16. Dude, I was in college. Mm-hmm. We have this program in Washington State called Running Start, where as a sophomore in high school, as a junior in high school, you can start to go to college and get college courses.
That's pretty cool.
You can finish high school and get your AA at the same time, going to a community college, local community college. So I did that. So all my brothers did that too. I remember I was 17 years old sitting in Humanities 101. Do you know what humanities is?
Yeah. And I'm not a good humanities person.
For all our listeners out there, right? Humanities is a course, nothing against humanities, nothing against people who teach this stuff. Good. It's great. I like history and I love to learn. I love to read books. I'm all about that stuff. Just this is, 17-year-old Tim, right?
Yeah.
Sitting in humanities.
I could imagine that you were very entertained by this class.
Get this, bro. Get this, all right? Our teacher was very passionate. Uh-huh. Marcel was his name.
Okay.
His name is Marcel. I mean, come on, the guy's gonna be passionate, right? And I'm sitting, I remember this so vividly, and there's a picture of a statue on the screen and a sheet of paper. And our instructions were to write down a paragraph of how this statue makes us feel.
Oh God. Oh, okay. That just makes my brain hurt.
And I'm sitting there.
No.
Yeah, dude. No. Right. I'm like, okay, I could be making boots right now.
Instead I'm here stuck in this
I could be right now on the phone with firefighters, fitting people, making boots, doing awesome things. And I'm sitting here right now writing on a piece of paper about how a picture of a statue makes me feel.
I've taken some bullshit classes. I never took a humanities class in college, at least. Yeah. So
true story, And I remember in that moment, I was in my heart, I was like, okay,
this is not for me.
We're done.
It's like it just that light switch kind of turned on.
Cause they're subconscious, okay, well maybe I should get a degree in something just in case.
Yeah.
Hell no. I was like, okay, no, we're done,
We had the discussion last night. Well, we were drinking beers over at the brewery, and yeah, dude, I think that the trades are very undervalued. The blue collar kind of thing, because boot making, it's skilled. It's very skilled. You need to know what the hell you're doing, but it's still a blue collar kind of trade. It's
Absolutely.
just like fire, just like welding. And you guys cater to the blue collar people. And I think that college, I don't think it's bullshit. It definitely benefits some people, but I think it's the most oversold thing. It's like
industry in the country.
Yeah. It's a financial institution, but it's not necessarily required. Yeah. You can be educated, but you can be educated in different ways,
Yeah. Also, I learned so much by doing business and working with people.
Oh yeah.
Than I think I would have by doing a 4-year degree. I would learn a lot doing a 4-year degree, but I think I learned even more. Also, the term is street smarts. And I guess it works, for what we're talking about. It's not really, because when I think of street smarts, I think of hustling or whatever.
Yeah. Respect the hustle.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Moves in silence. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. But what I learned is just raw, experience, wisdom, how to deal with people, how to talk, how to be personable, how to solve a situation, wisdom, understanding, knowledge, insight, being able to read a situation, you show for example, when I would travel a lot, right? Okay. I'm 19, 20 years old, showing up to an expo. I show up alone. All right. Flew in alone. Yo, you got to set up. You got to get everything ready. You got to get in contact with the people you need to get in contact. You got to start selling stuff.
Oh yeah.
Talking to people, answering 10,000 questions.
Usually the same question too.
The same question. You know, the biggest one is what makes you different from other brands, right? I've answered that question 10 million times, right? Patience. You got to deal with all these people. Then you're alone, right? Okay. Somebody wants a pair of boots. Okay. Get them fitted. You got to do it right. You got to do it quickly. You got to do it quickly. You got a line of 15 people waiting. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, bang. It's like nobody can teach you that.
No.
You have to do it.
No, it's a very tactile skill. You need to have experience doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And talk about getting challenged as a man, right? Confidence, boldness. I'm a lion, not a little cat. I'm going to go in there. And also I'm young.
Yeah.
Right. So people don't.
There's not a lot of 19-year-old business
partners out there. Right. And people think I'm older because I've got a beard already, whatever. And I carry myself well. But you're young. You're 19. I'm not even old enough to get a drink, but I'm traveling the country doing stuff like this. That takes you got to have some balls, you got to do it. You got to go out there. It's, it's risky. It's risky stuff.
The same concept can be applied to a lot of wildland firefighters out there too.
1,000%. That's a good one right there. Yeah.
Dude, that same concept definitely applies to wildland fire because you're going out there, you're traveling around, you're traveling to all
risking your life.
You're risking your life. You're coming face to face with your own mortality, and nothing really matures you as much as that.
At that. Yeah, I didn't even see that. Wow.
So, but there's a lot of parallels between the entrepreneurial lifestyle, and fire, I think. And I think a lot of people out there that are running businesses on the side during their off season or whatever, I think a lot of them are pretty successful because they've had those life-changing experiences. They've learned that confidence. They've learned that, that lion, I guess you could say.
The lion mentality. Yeah.
And they're adaptable too. Yeah. So there's a lot of parallels, man. Yeah. You have to be adaptable and you have to learn from your successes and you have to learn even more from your failures.
Wow.
So
talk about parallel. Wow.
Dude, yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah.
And there's an added fear factor probably for fire because you're gone from home for a long time.
Oh yeah. 6 to 8 months.
You're literally, like you said last night, fist fight with nature.
Yeah. It's the only natural disaster that humanity tries to fight.
Yeah.
Tries to pick a fist fight with.
And it's wow. When we had a fire by our house, remember I was telling you about that?
Yeah.
Dude, when you see flames, trees going up and it's a very hopeless feeling. At least it was for me.
Yeah.
I had a thought, what am I going to do right now?
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah. My brothers and I, my dad, we're very resourceful guys. So if there's an issue, we almost will always figure it out. But here we are, we're looking at a fire coming towards our home, because we live in a forested area.
Yeah.
This is what that story I was telling you last night, with the VLAT coming in, dropping all that retardant,
Yeah.
And it's dude, what are you going to do?
Hope for the best, man.
Yeah, there's a raging fire coming towards you. The trees are 30, 40 feet tall and they're all, going up in flames. Torching. It's what are you going to do? And so, wow, respect to young guys going into fire, it's dude, that's crazy. You really got to jump in and do it. You really got to just get in there.
Oh yeah.
And the
you
guys
have to learn real quick how to be efficient. You have to be safe. You have to also you got to learn the ropes as far as taking orders, not necessarily taking orders, but just that crew cohesion thing. Cause you have to earn the trust of your entire crew.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what were we talking about last night when you come in with a humility?
Right? Yeah.
And you're just hey, listen, I'm here to learn and just teach me everything.
Yeah. That was what, Bacon was saying.
Bacon was saying that,
he was saying you got to go into the game. It's not you know everything. And that's a real hard thing, especially for a young man or young woman in this game, is to come in with that humility and come in as a mentality of you have 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. You should be listening, looking around,
and talking the least.
Right?
Yeah. Come on. That's a recipe for success, I think, in any industry.
Yeah. But any young man or woman in there, you're 19-year-old you.
Yeah.
You probably had a head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I know I did.
Yeah.
I got humbled.
Yeah.
You get humbled quick, man.
Yeah. And it's more you can either choose to humble yourself or the situation and the circumstance is going to humble you or somebody else.
Or somebody else.
And most of the time, I think it's probably somebody else.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for guys that have to get humbled by life because usually it's hard. That's a hard one. When a situation arises, you get huge failure or whatever, and it could have been preventable, but it's not.
Yeah, but that failure, that's a huge opportunity for learning.
Yeah. I was super fortunate. I think I have the best parents in the world, and that's just, I did nothing to get that, right? And I have great brothers. I'm the youngest one, 2 older brothers, dude, they shaped me, molded me, chiseled me, especially my dad, man, I wish that you could meet my dad. You should come to Spokane and meet my dad.
One of these days, I promise I'll go up to Spokane.
What a guy,
dude.
Honestly. And not everybody has that. And so I think that there's a level of fatherhood in fire that maybe is below the radar. I'm just guessing, right?
No, I think it's accurate, man. Because like I was saying last night, when you see hotshot soups, like when Ben was on my show, man, you look up to these folks, right? They've been around the game. They've earned their respect. They've earned their title. They've earned their place, right? You look up to these people as like 10 feet tall and bulletproof, but they're just like you and me. Yeah. They're just human, man. They've had the same successes, the same failures, all of that stuff, man.
There was a guy who they did a fun, we actually participated in it, Bill Cooch.
Oh yeah.
So we participated in that giveaway. We raffled off a pair of boots. I think it was for some sort of medical emergency that he was having. Yeah. And I went and read the comments about this guy, on the post. Cause man, I keep hearing good things.
Dude's like a legend in the community.
Yeah, dude, he's straight up, Yeah. Actually made a pair of boots for his son.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
And everyone was saying this guy was like a father to me. This guy took me under his wing. I learned so much from him. I was like, that's amazing. What a model. What a thing to look at. And I believe that exists in the fire community in a huge way. Like you're saying, these hotshot soups, these older guys, who just have some more experience under their belt, and if you come in as a young guy, you're like, listen, I just teach me. I'm here. I don't know anything. I'm just going to learn. I will carry your saw for you, in a sense, right? Dude, I think the natural father in great men comes out, and you just want to father somebody. That's like a natural thing. Every guy, every young guy knows that what it's like. Either what it's like to have a dad, or what it's like to not have a dad, right? And so that exists in every man, that they need that level of hey, you're great. The level of support, the encouragement. There's a particular word that is that I'm looking for. That level of
mentorship. Yeah,
mentorship, appreciation, teaching. And so I've seen that in my own life, right? And I'm sure that exists in a fire in a huge way. I'm sure it exists in the military in a huge way.
Oh yeah,
and also particularly, military is you take an order, right? Command. Fire, that exists too, but it's more civilian, voluntary. And so I think that the level of fatherhood is huge, I think, in the fire. I mean, have you had an experience like that where somebody took you under your wing and just fathered you, mentored you?
Oh yeah. I've had a handful of people, a handful of mentors that have done that. One of my first ones was this dude named Chris Byrne. He was the operator on my engine, my first engine. Right. And, that dude, he pretty much taught me how to run an engine, how to operate pumps and all that stuff. It was very young in my fire career. And I was that 21-year-old asshole. Thought he knew everything and had a big head on his shoulders. And that dude humbled me a lot, man. Yeah. I learned so much. It took me a while to look back and reflect and actually understand and digest what he was teaching me. But that dude straight up taught me how to fight fire, in my formative years of fire.
That's so cool. See, that impacted you.
Oh yeah, dude.
In a huge way, right? And whatever, how many years have gone by since then, but you still know the name, what happened to you, and you still honor that,
Oh yeah. And he was a total asshole too, man. I mean, we're homies, don't get me wrong, but I just didn't understand because I was just dumb, young, naive firefighter, right? Yeah. And that dude, he was so hard on me, and I understand why. It's because he wanted me to be successful, and I thank that dude every day for starting my fire career and pointing me in the right direction.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. Yeah.
So shout out to Burn.
Yeah. Exactly. Shout out to the unsung fathers out there who don't get the publicity, but do that stuff every day.
Oh yeah.
Right. In the fire community and all the communities that are just mentoring young guys, and, a word to the wise for young guys coming into stuff, just dude, honor, humility. You will rise quickly. You will learn a lot. Take the easy road, humble yourself.
Oh yeah. Both men and women out there, man.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And totally. I mean, I had that experience too with my dad. I'm learning how to make boots, 6 months go by, a year goes by. I think I know everything. I do not, and so that exists. You have to either you're going to get humbled or you choose to, humble yourself. And so I think every young guy coming up, because you're coming up like you're fire in your eyes, you want everything, you're going crazy and all this stuff. And
it can't happen fast enough.
Yeah. And that's good to be ambitious. That's a good thing, but it has to be like helped, it has to be helped. I've so much of what I've learned, my character forming, my mentality, drive, it's from my dad, it's from my brothers, it's yeah. I don't know what words to say, it's like, yeah.
It's like those words you're searching for, but can't like formulate. Like you can't put a word on the amount of gratitude that you have for something like that. And, same thing for the fire community too. And, my father, my actual father, and all the mentors that I've had, they've ultimately formed me into this human being that I am today. Yeah. And I'm very grateful for all the mentors and my dad and my grandfather and all those people that have had that father figure in my life.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Are they proud of you doing this?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really ask them. So they just, my grandfather's pretty proud of me, and he's awesome. He's actually going up to Hot August nights here. We show our cars. I have a 1965 Ranchero.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's freaking badass. And he has like several cars.
That's cool.
He's got
That's cool. Like classics.
Classics. Yeah. He's got a 62 T-Bird. He's got a 65 Galaxy 500. He's got I think it was a 57 Stepside F100.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Ironically, his name is Barrett Jackson.
Wow. That's like the most cool, badass name.
Yeah.
Like
Barrett Jackson, the car auctions, I mean, he's not related to that anyways.
But still, like, what are the chances, right?
Yeah. And he goes to these car shows. And it's so funny, man. He slaps out his ID when he's going to check into his hotel room or like getting like whatever he needs his ID for. And people like read it and they're like, yep, Mr. Jackson.
Yeah.
It's funny, and he just eats it up, dude.
That's cool, dude. That's cool.
But yeah, man, those father figures, man. I mean, they're important. Those mentors, even the mother figures too, because there's a lot of women out there in the fire realm.
There are,
that are excellent mentors.
We do a lot of women's boots, man.
Yeah, we do. So there's a question I have for you. So the difference between men's and women's cut boots, like
big difference.
Big difference. Mm-hmm. So what are some of those?
So it's all just comes down to sizing. Quality is the same. Build is the same.
Same materials.
Absolutely. 100%. Actually, so something that I've noticed, so naturally women are just lighter than men. Sometimes there's girls that are, 5'3", 110 pounds, it's like you're very light, but when we use the same materials, it can be a little more challenging for the girl to break in boots.
Okay.
So there's some things that we do. Like for example, a lot of times I'll fit girls for a cushion insert. It's called a Spenco insole. And it just helps. It just makes it a little bit easier on their feet. And, the build doesn't change. The quality of material doesn't change, but just that little insole in there
just does wonders.
Just does wonders. Yeah. The biggest, if I've ever encountered any challenges, it always comes down to sizing. Girls typically just have smaller feet, narrower feet. The heel is narrower, shallower feet. It's just, whatever biology, and you just got to do it. You just got to cater to it. It's harder than fitting guys for sure. I'm not gonna lie about that. It's a challenge, or a lot of times what we'll have is like girls will have tiny feet and a normal calf. And so it's like, we have to fit you for your tiny foot, but then the standard upper for that tiny foot won't fit your normal calf.
Because it's not necessarily like a proportional thing.
They're not proportional at all. So we have to do a custom upper for your calf. And then it looks a little funky, but it's the only way to do it. And so it's like, it's a challenge. We do it and no problem. Like it's fine. It works, Yeah. But it definitely is a challenge. But it's just something you got to overcome. And for girls, I always tell them it's better to come into the store. Do a fit sheet, request a try on at minimum. Yeah, come into the store. It's just better. Anyone who has, like if you know that your feet, you have problems, like issues, like really, bunions, spurs,
plantar fasciitis,
dude, whatever. If you know it's an issue, dude, come to the shop or do a try on at minimum. Or, it's just worth it. It's worth it. Get that plane ticket, make that drive. Dude, I've had guys drive 8, 10, 12 hours, and it's worth it.
Well, you had some that fly from Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City, Dallas, Arizona. Guys will literally, so I'll be sitting in the front, at the front desk. I see an Uber pull up. Guy hops out with a suitcase, comes in. Hey, I'm here for a pair of boots. 20, 25 minutes go by. We're done with the fitting. Calls an Uber, goes back to the airport.
It's just in and out. They flew just there to get boots.
Yep.
Damn, man.
Yep. So how honoring is that? Do I feel like, wow, that's amazing. Like that you came
flew
to see me
across the country to come get a pair of boots from you guys.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, dude, thank you that you came, you know, and then they're stoked because they got fit by me, you know, and there's like a level, it's cool. You know, I've been experiencing like a level of not celebrity, but minor celebrity, right? Because of because of the YouTube.
People are starting to like recognize you from YouTube videos.
Yeah. The YouTube and Instagram stuff, you know? And so like, you know, I'm always in Spokane. Obviously I'm not always in Redding, and I'm not in Boise that much either. Sometimes I'm in Redding, you know, and sometimes I'm in Boise, but most of the time I'm just in Spokane. And so like when people come out and like, if they see me, it's like, dude, you're the guy, you know, from the thing. Cause I always do the videos, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy. I'm Tim. Dude, it's so cool, man. I can't believe I can get fit by you. Yeah, that's cool. You know, it's like, I'm not used to that. I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just a normal dude. But like, it's cool because of the following and, you know, the YouTube educational stuff, this stuff, you know, it's like a level of, and I understand too, because I fangirl over some people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's cool. Like, it's like, I listen to you. Like, that's amazing. Like, I honor you. That's so cool. I can't believe I got to meet you. Like, I listen to you all the time. Like, I have that, you know, and other stuff that I like. And so it's cool, you know, when guys come up to, dude, I've watched all your videos on YouTube. Like, it's great. I learned a ton of stuff. Like, I learned how to properly oil and how to properly lace and how to properly take care of my boots. And I never knew how to do that. Thank you. Oh, dude, my pleasure.
And that's important stuff, man, because these things are, well, one, they're pricey, right? You're paying for a custom boot.
$500-$600. Yeah.
$500-$600 for a custom pair of boots, right? But these things are going to last you
forever,
a long time, and you can get them rebuilt too. So if you're going to make that effort and, you know, try and
take care of them,
take care of your feet, take care of your boots, man. These are an investment. That's what these are.
Yeah. Like I was telling you last night, like I've seen, you asked me what was the worst rebuild I saw, you know? And it was one where it's like, we ended up not being able to do it because, so you know, when you get a pair of boots for a rebuild, you got to tear them down. So you rip off the lower and you just keep the upper. So that part that wraps around your calf, right? Dude, stiff as rocks. He didn't oil them one time.
Not even once. Not even tried.
And it was probably like 2 or 3 seasons on the same pair, right? So you're talking.
Is it a Wildland?
Yeah, Wildland guy. Yeah. So 2 or 3 years.
Take care of your boots,
dude,
please.
Yeah, please. You know, word to the wise, take care of your boots, right? So 2 or 3 years of fire, ash, sweat, anything else you can think of, and no oil, and they became stiff as rocks. I don't even know how he was wearing them.
You couldn't even get your foot in
dude, barely. Like, you know, it was hard to like show them to the camera. You know, it was like, it's crazy, you know? So just be smart. It's not rocket science. You know, it's hard to mess it up. Go on YouTube, go watch our videos. They're very educational. They're very good. That's why we did them. You know, I think one video has like 25,000 views already. Like, go look at that and go learn. That's why we did that, because, you know, you need to know. You need to do it the right way.
Well, yeah. Even if you don't have a pair of JKs, you're still providing info for these people.
Go get educated. Yeah, just go know, you know, because everyone kind of is just like, boots, you know? Yeah, it is boots, but it's like, you want to make them last long. Like, you're going to take care of your truck, right?
Yeah, you're going to change the oil, you're going to change tires.
Right. Same thing here. Or like knowing when to get a resole. Yeah. Like when it's time, you know, some guys wear them down to
the screws,
you know, it's like, hey, too far, you know.
Come on, man, let's get it together.
Yeah, seriously, some guys send them in prematurely. It's like, okay, well, you could have worn them for like another 4 months probably, you know. And so we talk about that, you know, how to know. It's kind of like measuring tread, you know, in your tires, like, you know, okay,
it's like a depth gauge on
it's
tread.
Like a depth gauge kind of thing. Like, okay, all right, kind of by the eye, you know, are your lugs smooth? Have you worn it down too far? Okay, if you're grinding on your screws, yeah, it's too far, you know, like, or dude, email us a picture. You know, DM us a picture, you know, if you're not sure, you know, like we respond to that stuff. Like, hey, we'll help you out, you know. It's
not like you guys are like the super corporate mega entity. Yeah, and you guys, and that's the cool thing too, is like, if you're going to DM you guys, like it's talking to you literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
can you believe that?
That's important, man.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah. So yeah, you know, definitely take care of your stuff. I'm trying to think if there's any kind of like crazy story I could tell you about like neglect. I have seen, okay, here's the other extreme of taking too much care. So, all right, this guy's name was Jack.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah. I'll just leave it. His name is Jack. He's not a firefighter. He was a logger. Okay. So like, you know, probably in his 50s, you know, wears the suspenders, you know, type of logger. Long hippie hair, chew in his mouth, you know?
Yep.
So got a pair of boots. They're like 14 inch tall. They're nice. And he got him. He was happy with them. Comes back a week later and he's like, they're like falling apart. And I see the soles are like delambing and stuff. I'm like, that is weird. I'm like, okay, let me take a look at them, Jack. Dude, I touched them and there's oil all over my hands.
It's like a shop rag that's coated in motor oil.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I look inside totally every inch of the boot is totally dripping with oil. What? I put my hand in where the insole is, where your foot sits, and I take my hand out. My hand is covered in oil. I'm like, Jack, what did you do?
Did you dip this in a vat of 90
He
weight?
took a bottle of oil and poured it inside.
No.
Yeah, the whole thing. He dunked the whole bottle of oil inside because he wanted them to break in faster.
That's not the way to do it.
So he left it, right? And so what happened, right? The oil seeped into the boots everywhere completely.
Yeah.
And the oil, when it mixes with our adhesives, it begins to eat it out.
Yeah.
The oil will eat out the adhesive. It's not made for that. That's why we tell people, do not oil the sole, do not oil the heel base.
Or the last.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do not do that. Do not do that because the oil will seep in and start to delam all the adhesives over time. Like it'll happen.
Well, because that's a pretty hard compacted leather too.
Very.
Yeah.
Very. So the midsole and the heel and the insole is called a veg tan.
Okay.
Or oak tan. So it's differently made. It's made. It doesn't need moisture. It doesn't need to be treated per se. It's made hard like wood.
Yeah.
So actually when you begin to treat it, you puff it up and ruin it. It's not made for that.
It's going to start separating it.
Exactly.
It's going to swell.
Exactly.
Okay.
It swells. Yeah. Because it's a different leather. It's a different purpose. That's why we use it for that midsole, heel base, and insole, because it's meant to be hard, stiff, and last for years.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you got a set of boots right there, right? So point to the
the cut in half. Yeah. Will you grab that for me? Yeah. So anybody watching this, right? So this first layer right here at the very top, what I'm touching, that's called the insole. That's a 9-iron veg/oak tan insole. Okay. Tough as nails. Some people think it's wood. It's not, it's leather made like this on purpose for this purpose. Lasts for years. It's where your foot gets imprinted into, right?
Yeah.
So if I flip it just to show you, right? Then this layer right here, this is called the midsole. Okay. It's called the midsole. You can also see it inside right here. It's that thick one right between, it's touching the sole. That's called a midsole. Same thing, 9-iron, stiff, tough as nails, not made for oil, not made to receive oil well. It's made to be hard and be there for years and keep the shape of the boot.
Okay.
Like when we're building boots, there's a process called bottoming where you're securing that midsole to the rest of the boot. Dude, we're using heavy, hard hammers pounding into this thing.
Like a sledgehammer,
dude, straight up. So it's not made to take all this oil in there. Like it's not made for that. Now the upper leather, this is called oil tan. It's a lighter weight. It's 8 to 9 ounce, right? Mm-hmm. Totally different. It's made to be flexible and wrap around your ankle, and you can oil it. It needs it. It'll dry and crack if it doesn't, right? Different thing going on here. So yeah, that's a huge misconception just for the camera, right? Do not oil this area. Do not oil this area. Very bad. And anyways, imagine Jack, this guy, right? Pours a bottle of oil and it gets all inside here and seeps all this stuff. I had to rebuild them.
You were able to rebuild them? Well, you were able to save the upper, right?
Just the upper. Yeah. So I left the upper to dry though for like 2 weeks. Just air dry.
To get that oil out of it.
Yeah, dude. It was crazy. I left a sticky note inside the boot. The next day, the sticky note is covered in oil.
It's just, dude.
Because it's so much, And as I'm rebuilding them and tearing them apart, like you're opening them up, it's just oil all over. Your hands are like, I was crazy. Imagine you took a whole 8-ounce bottle and or if not 16, dude, and poured it in there and let it sit overnight.
Jesus.
So
an entire can of open ups.
An entire can of open ups, yeah. Wow. So don't do that.
Okay, so words of the wise, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But let's put that in the comments section and notes section. Do not pour a whole bottle of oil into your boots. That is bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
So since we're on the topic, man, let's talk about care. Let's talk about care of boots, man. Just making your investment last a long time.
Pretty simple. I always kind of give the same spiel, right? So when you get them right away, what you can do is oil around that ankle area just to help with break-in, just make it a little softer. I like doing that. I do that for my own new boots. It works. It's nice. You can do a coat on the outside and a nice coat on the inside. And then like the next day, do another coat just to make it softer. Then you can fall into this regimen of once every 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
If you're really, really, really bad conditions, like crazy dry, like you're on a 21-day roll or whatever, 14-day roll.
Like Arizona or something like that.
Dude, yeah. And it's just 100 degrees, right? Okay, do it a little more often. Do it like every 2 weeks.
Okay.
Take a hard bristle brush, clean everything off of there. Just get all the crap off and just a nice coat of, like you're painting, just a nice solid coat of oil. Avoid the hardware. Do not put anything on the hardware.
So your eyelets
and hooks. Eyelets and hooks, yeah. So right there where the eyelets and hooks are, there's a line of stitching.
Yeah.
Stay on the other side of that line of stitching. Do not cross. And I talk about that in that video. Do not cross that line of stitching with oil, because oil will get into the hardware and begin to loosen it, right? And what are you doing when you're tying up your boots? You're cranking
wrenching down on those things. Yeah.
You know, it's hard as it is to keep it secure. When you're adding oil and softening that leather, dude, you're just gonna pop them right out. I've seen that. I've seen guys over oil that area. They crank their boots and the eyelets and hooks pop out because you've been oiling it for weeks and softening that whole area and making it super, super malleable. And then you crank once, crank twice, crank for your 5th time, your 10th time, and pop.
Just comes right out.
Just comes right out.
Yeah.
Because it's become so ridiculously over oiled and soft, and you're applying crazy pressure on it.
Yeah. Especially with like leather laces, or if you're like rocking rhino laces.
Yeah. You know, or even if it doesn't pop out, it'll begin to tear.
Yeah.
And then slowly, you know, a week, 2 weeks, a month, it'll tear more, it'll tear more, it'll tear more. That's bad. So don't do that. So, you know, fall into that regimen of, I say every 3 to 4 weeks. If it's really bad, every 2 to 3 weeks, clean them off really well. Oil the upper and the lower. So just around it's called the vamp, so that toe area where your foot is, you know, the rough out. And people ask me all the time, difference between smooth and rough out. No difference.
You treat it the same
stuff. If anything, rough out's easier to clean because you just get a hard bristle brush with wires on them. Dude, just stuff brushes right out.
Kind of like a welding brush.
Just a hard, anything with hard bristles, just brushes right out.
I mean, don't like obviously like sit there and polish it.
Yeah,
with
don't
a
go
brush.
crazy. Yeah,
You're wearing a hole in it.
Get all the crap out. Yeah, just get all the stuff that doesn't belong, all the dust, the grime, whatever. And I'm sure, like, I don't know exactly how the regions are, but so like, what's like New Mexico?
That's region 3.
Okay, so region 3. Okay, what's Oregon?
Region 6.
Okay, totally different climates, right?
Yes, super polar opposite.
So like, okay, New Mexico region 3 is dry, desert,
hot as hell,
right?
Yeah.
Oregon still gonna be hot, but more wet, more mud, more dirt.
Depends on kind of what side of the
state you're in.
Yeah.
I'm just, for as an example. And so, okay, understand that. If you're in New Mexico, like, okay, Sacramento shots are in New Mexico, right? We may have a lot of boots for those guys. If you're in crazy, dry, hot as hell, sand, dust, all this stuff for weeks and weeks and weeks. Okay, well, you need to oil a little bit more.
Yeah. Just use common sense with that.
Right. Because your boots are thirsty. The leather is thirsty. It needs to be saturated, right? Okay, now let's say you're in a wet climate and or Alaska. Great one. Let's talk about Alaska. Okay.
There we go.
Wet all the time.
You saw that picture I posted?
I saw that picture.
Oh, man. Yeah. Dude's, oh my God, his feet were just
What is that, by the way? Is that trench foot or what do they
Pretty
call
much,
it?
yeah. That's trench foot. Yeah. So that's like for not being able to change your socks. And you're out in the middle of nowhere. Everybody's like in the comments, armchair quarterbacking the shit out of this. They're all like, oh, just change your socks. I'm like, dude, he's in the middle of Alaska. In the tundra.
I give him grace. Like it's, I don't know what he was wearing. Yeah. I don't know anything about what he was wearing. Ultimately, leather is leather. You can only do so much. But what I would say for that is definitely you're going to want to put some grease. Okay. Some of the LP around the leather because that'll keep the water out. Okay. So grease to keep the water out. That's going to help a lot for the Alaska guys. There's 2 hotshot crews in Alaska.
Midnight Suns and Chaina.
Okay. Yeah. They share a building.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I've never had the opportunity to fight fire in Alaska. Okay. So I went up there for vacation actually.
Or they share a station, something like this.
Something like that. Yeah.
And we did a lot of boots for those guys. And I I talked to them a lot because they had questions about that stuff, like how to take care of them. And I sent them like a care package of grease. I think I did.
Some LP.
LP. Yeah. Or I just put it in everybody's box. I don't remember. And use that stuff for the nasty, wet tundra.
So
mud.
Pacific Northwest rainforest.
Yep. Put some grease to keep the water out. Okay. Put some grease to keep the water out. And you can oil a little bit less, right? Because the boots don't need it. Yeah. Because they're not dying, so the 2 things, right? Too much leather and oil, it'll rot and rip. Not enough, it'll dry and crack. So use some common, just logical stuff, some just common sense to keep an eye on them and just find that nice middle, find that nice balance, right? So that's why
it's like taking care of a plant, man. If it's wilting and shit, you need to water it probably. If it's drying out and turning brown, I mean, it's same kind of concept.
Same concept.
It's a living organism. I mean, it came out of a living organism.
That's one thing too that I want to mention is I'm not working with steel. I'm not working with metal here. It's a leather. It's a living organism. You have to make certain calls while you're building boots, because you're working with cow hides that have veins and scars, and tears and stuff, brands and stuff, and so a lot of just intuition and skill.
It's like a woodworker, like a skilled carpenter is going to read the grain on his boards or read the twist of the cup or whatever. Same kind of concept, right?
Yep. And just, back to like taking care of them, like it's hard to mess it up. Like I said, if you just kind of keep those key things in line, if it's really, really dry, okay, do a little more. Just keep an eye. If it's really, really wet and nasty, okay, put some grease over them to keep the water out and just keep an eye on them, So it's like that stuff. And again, go back to YouTube, go watch the videos that I posted. Like it's a lot of information. It's hard to remember everything. I remember it because this is what I do, but I don't
this
expect,
is what you do professionally.
Exactly. I don't expect, I don't know a lot of fire stuff, right? I don't expect every firefighter to know a lot of boot stuff. So that's why we put that stuff out. It's on YouTube. It's accessible. Go watch it. Go look at it. Take notes. Educate yourself. It's a big one. But yeah, or like, dude, we talked about this already, but this is going to make me mad talk about it. The stupid wives' tales, right? Of,
oh my God, dude. I see it all the time.
Hot tub full of water.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
No, why? Dude, water is like poison for boots.
Do not do it.
Yeah, don't soak your damn boots and try and break them in.
Or like they fit horribly, so I'm going to go walk through a creek until they fit better.
That doesn't work.
Why did you buy them then?
Yeah, why would you buy them in the first place? But we had that conversation though. It's like these big box stores that are selling some of your other fire boots.
They just made the sale.
They didn't get them fitted. They didn't. I fell victim to that with my last pair of your competitor.
Or you don't know and you just take what they give you.
Yep.
Right. And you just kind of, or you only walked around the store for 2 minutes. Walk around for 10 or 15, 20 minutes.
Hang out.
Yeah. Just keep them clean, but like hang out in the boots, like be sure of the decision that you're making. Because I'll tell you right now, like with custom boots, like if you get a try-on pair from us or a stock pair from us, if you go give them dirty and you go hiking them, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, you can't resell them. Man.
Yeah, my hands are tied. Like we're not, air yachts where we've got, thousands of pairs of boots. And like we can't, like I can't throw them back on the shelf as a brand new set, So when you get try-ons or when you get a stock pair from us, even though you know your size and stuff, okay, put them on your house, walk around for 20 minutes. Just be sure, you don't have to freak out over every little detail. But just be sure that the general feeling is good. The 3 things I always say when I'm fitting guys, right? Make sure the arch feels good. They're not too tight or too loose. So you feel snug and secure, but you can breathe and move around a little bit. And then your heels are pretty in there, Yeah. If they move a little bit, that's okay.
Yeah. That heel cup too, that's like a lot of blisters come there, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So your heel's in there. If it moves a little bit, that's okay. And the reason I say is because a lot of times it has to do with lacing. So relace your boots. Also has a lot of times to do with kind of wearing the boots in. After you wear the boots in, they kind of like suck up around your foot. Yeah. And they kind of like, the break, when they break in or whatever, it's a leather, right? So like, that's why we see the toes curl up sometimes, over time, because that's why we have that thumb width, to get started, because the toes will curl up. Yeah. And that's just a result of sweat and stuff. And
it's like breathing, man. Yeah. It's a living organism, like you're saying. So it's going to expand and contract.
Exactly. And and then there's like another factor that goes into this, and that's like the preference thing, right? So that's why we leave a lot of the decisions to the customer.
Yeah, because it's ultimately their feet.
Exactly.
They're going to know their body best.
Exactly. Yeah. I've had interesting situations where I would fit a guy for what in my opinion, as a bootmaker, is like, dude, this is it. Yeah. These don't feel good. Okay, so we'll give him something else. Okay, well, I like this. And it's like, that's not even close what I would give you. But ultimately it's preference. It's preference based, So if that's what you like, if that's what, again, makes you happy. Yeah. Okay.
Then rock that.
We're going to make you happy. Like we're going to do what we need to do to make you happy. So that's why we do this stuff with try-ons and you can, put them on, walk around your house, keep them clean, make sure that you're happy with it, and it's your choice. Ultimately, what makes you happy? Like here's a crazy story. Made a pair of boots for a guy. This is like a while ago. And, he's always worn, I think it was 11s. Mm-hmm. He's actually like a 9,
which is weird too, because like these boots right here. Yeah. I mean, I wear a size 10 and a half, and I know
in like shoes, right?
In shoes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like just street shoes. But these, I'm like an 8.
Yeah. It's always down. It's always down at least one full number, sometimes 1.5, but usually at least one full number. But I mean, this guy was like an 11 and he was wearing 11 and handmade boots, but he was actually a 9.
Uh-oh. Someone messed up.
Yeah, but that's what he'd been rocking for 20 years.
So he's used to it, and he's used to that fit.
Yeah, I made him the 9. He's like, no, this is not good. Like, I do not like this. Huh. So that was a learning experience for me, where it's like, okay, well, we're gonna do what makes a person happy, and that's okay. Hey, that's all right. Like, your choice. Like, we will do it. Like, we'll do it. Whatever makes you happy. I have my recommendations. We have our opinions. We have our stuff where it's like, hey, we think this and this, but ultimately, like, that's why we'll give you a pair to try on, 2 pairs to try on.
See what fits. What you're comfortable with.
Make your choice. Like make your decision. We're here to help. We're here to advise. We're here to give you tips and tricks and lace them up and answer your questions and fit you and do all this stuff. But like ultimately, like I'm going to give you a pair what I think is right. Okay. If you like it, awesome. And most guys do, 95% of the time we fit them. Dude, this is perfect. It's only the 5 to 10% where it's like, we fit them, it's good, but I'd like it a little wider just because I like a looser fit. Okay, great.
That's perfect.
That's why we have on our fit sheet the tight fit, regular fit, loose fit, right? Because some guys like a loose fit. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, great. We'll just make them a little bit looser. Some guys like a really snug glove fit. Like I like a snug fit personally.
See, I'm like the halfway in between.
The regular guy, right?
Because they always double up on socks. So
sure.
Yeah.
And also some guys double up, some guys don't. Some guys wear insoles, some guys don't. And that's actually a good one to bring up. If you're going to wear insoles, let it be the insoles that we recommend to you.
Something that's not going to damage the leather.
Yep. And not insanely thick, right? Because some insoles are, an inch thick. That's not going to fit. It's not going to work. Let it be the insoles that we have for you.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going to wear an insole, let us know so that we can fit you for it. Because
you got to compensate for the size of the insole.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I've had situations where like if someone wants to wear an insole, but they don't tell me, and then we build the boots to their foot and then they slide the insole and, well, I can't wear these because they're too tight. Well, yeah, you should have told me.
Supposed to do that.
Yeah, you should have told me, So just let us know. Just, give us information. Or like the 2 pairs of socks thing, tell me that you're going to wear 2 pairs of socks because it's the same thing. I got to compensate for that,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are used to like buying cheap boots and then they stretch out and get all crappy. And so they just think, okay, whatever,
Yeah, you're just going to have to suffer with it.
Yeah. But we make a really quality boot. So it doesn't do that. It doesn't, stretch out and get all loose and loosey-goosey. It's pretty true to fit for pretty much the life of the boot. Obviously leather, give out a little bit here and there, but it's pretty much true to fit forever. So that's why it's right to get it good off the bat. And what's really cool is like once we get you down, you're done. Like you don't even.
We get to hold on to those too. So
forever.
Yeah,
forever.
So if they need a new pair or like a rebuild or something, like that, you just got the specs right there.
Literally a phone call or go online and there's literally an option that says I'm an existing customer. Do the same thing. We do that all the time. It's great. It's easy. It's like once we've gone through this process of dialing you in, it's in our system, your patterns, your build, your specs, we're good to go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. When we develop relationships that are long-term.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. You're trying to get a repeat customer, of course,
right.
And then also put a pair of boots on them that's going to last them for a long time.
Yeah. Or like, in our computer system, like you can see the history of orders. And it's like, wow, we made you your first pair in 2016.
Yeah.
That's cool.
A long time ago. Yeah.
And now it's 2021, 2022. You're buying another pair. Dude, that's cool. I'm glad you're happy.
That's a hell of a long time to get some miles on some boots, man.
Or like, you bought a pair in 16, you were so happy with them. You bought another pair in 17 just to have.
Like a backup pair.
Yeah, you got them resold in 18 or 19. Then you got another pair in 21. Then you got them rebuilt in 22. Like that's cool. It's like a relationship, And so we have a customer file and we have notes on your file, and every single person that's ever bought a pair of boots from us, I have in my computer system. I have their phone number, I have their email, I have their customer notes, and I have written down on every single person their size, what to do, and how to build it.
Yeah. So you have their imprint of their foot too.
Yep.
Damn, dude. See, that's the way to do business though. Yeah, because if you keep people coming, but if you put out that level of customer service, guaranteed they're going to come back. That's yeah.
And it's like I said, it's a relationship. Like you're in the club,
right? You're in the club,
So it's cool. Yeah, I have a fat filing cabinet right under my sizing desk. I have 2 desks. I have my front desk that I use to talk with customers, and I have a desk in the back.
It's like your office space.
Yeah. Where we build like custom sizing and stuff. And under that desk, I have a huge filing cabinet, alphabetized. And everybody is in there. Everybody's in there. So if you're a JK customer, you're in that filing cabinet.
We've got your number.
We've got your number. Yeah. So it's cool, man. It's really cool. When I was, and I need to get back into this, but like, just going through them, reminding yourself, seeing the names, it's just cool. Like it's just, you can scroll through, see the names. Oh, I remember that guy. Oh, I remember that guy. Okay. Oh, this guy. Oh yeah. I remember that guy. Like it's, I don't know if sentimental is the right word, but it's like, it's cool. It's like honor. It's like, that's awesome. Like we helped all these guys. Like we gave them a service, like we built them a product. It's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of cool stuff too, is like being a custom shop, you actually are able to do like the one-off boots. Like that guy with the, he was like a partial amputee.
Yeah.
You guys built a pair of
2
boots.
Of those. Yep.
Yeah. That's badass, man. Yeah.
And they weren't fire guys. They were just regular guys that lived in our city. And actually one of them was from Seattle. We do a lot of boots for non-fire personnel as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which I should say, fire is a huge one, but I mean, honestly, we do boots for everybody and anybody, across the world, just because of the internet, right? So, I mean, construction, carpenters, iron workers, fab guys, linemen. Linemen's a big one. Anybody who wants comfortable footwear. Doctors.
Really?
Yeah, people on their feet all day, Yeah, we've done like little dressy casual stuff for doctors, Yeah, absolutely. Because it's about the comfort, arch support, heel support, good fit. It's like comfort. Feet is important, and a lot of people don't value that. So we've done cool stuff. Yeah, the amputee thing, 2 of those guys. One of them was actually a double amputee. He didn't have any toes
on both feet.
And one foot was amputated all the way to like his instep, like an ankle.
Okay.
So it's like literally like his foot is like just the heel and the arch, and that's it. And the other guy, and his other foot was just no toes on the other foot, and that was crazy.
I bet that was life-changing for him too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, he likes to hike and hunt. And he wasn't able to do that anymore. And now he's able to do it. Yeah. Yeah. And he's like a tile guy. He lays tile. So he does tile and does that. And he's like 70. And then he goes and hunts on the weekends. And he wasn't able to do it, but now we made him boots so he can do it.
That's life-changing. That's game-changing,
Isn't that
man.
Cool?
Yeah. Make a difference in someone's life.
Yeah.
Like have them follow their passions again.
Yep.
That's huge.
The other guy was a veteran, lost his foot. We did it. We took care of him. That one was like years ago. And I was like, my dad did that one. And then when we did this newer guy from Seattle, my dad taught me how to do it. So I did it for the guy from Seattle. I've done stuff for somebody it's called Halix Vargas.
The hell is that?
Yeah. It's like
sounds like an actor's name or something.
Right? Or like an alien. It's when your toes, so normally, your toes go straight, right?
Yeah.
But they're going sideways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it's like hammer toe on all.
Yeah, but toes. Literally they're going this way.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so they're going out. Your toes are pointed. They're like, imagine if your toes all got shifted and are pointing outwards, And so you have like a giant hand for a foot, that's what it looks like. It's like
that's
weird.
A trip, dude.
Yep. Did that for him. Guys with like, permanent steel in their feet and legs, and it's super swollen. And yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff. That's hard stuff, and also it's risky.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a shot in the dark. We do our best and we're good.
Something you've never done before.
Exactly.
I mean, you make hundreds, if not thousands of these.
Yeah. And then that's a system developed. You've got a size or this, or if it's an existing customer.
Yeah.
We've got your custom size in, we've got your patterns, simpler. This is tough, but we do it. We take the risk. I can't say that I particularly like to do it because it's pressure.
Yeah.
And it's
you have like no choice but to like knock it out of the park.
But exactly. Yeah. But it's like, it's hard to say no, because this guy is like, please help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've said no before when it's stuff where it's like, you don't really need this. It's like, you think that you need it, but like you really don't. And we can, and also the prices are different too. It's $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 to do because it's like hours.
Oh yeah. That's a lot of labor time.
Work,
yeah.
Hours of sizing, hours of building. Also, okay, getting them fit and size is one thing. Okay, but then you got to make it.
Yeah. So now you got to put all the pieces together.
Yeah, yeah. You got to do special patterns, right? And you got to do special sizes.
It's not like you could take a stack of like a flat of leather and then cut everything out on the bandsaw.
Not at all. Not at all. And then like, so for the guy with the amputee guy, right? So we have, it's called last, what you build your boots around. Mm-hmm. So I had to cut that in half, right? Those lasts are expensive.
Oh yeah.
That goes into the cost.
That's super hard leather.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then I have to go and form that and shape that. And then you're going to make them. And then it's like, if you start complicated, the rest of the build will get even more complicated.
Oh yeah. And you're going to probably inevitably run into problems down the road too.
1,000%. Yeah. Right. So it's just a bigger challenge, and that's why it's more expensive because it also takes time. You know?
But
yeah, we do it. It's not common, but it's out there. There's a lot of people with feet issues.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine, man. But that's a cool thing about like these custom builds that you're doing is like, it must be a point of pride for you and like something that's like, that you must feel good about,
totally.
Cause you're changing someone's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
into it.
Yeah. It's a point of pride for sure. What I tell you last night, I just got an email from that guy. It was just like a regular pair of boots. Like he wasn't particularly custom, but comfort arch, all this stuff, right? People sometimes haven't had comfortable boots their whole life or the wrong fitting boots their whole life.
Yeah.
And he sent me this awesome email. I should post it.
Oh, that novel that guy wrote?
Yeah. Dude, I will gladly read it again, you know? I should post it. Basically, in a nutshell, he's like, dude, you've changed my life. Because before, his feet were hurting all day, every day. And he's a mechanic. And he's got kids, and he wants to run and run around with his kids and stuff after work. But he's like, I couldn't because I'm just in such pain. And he's like, now I don't even think about my feet. I put them on in the morning. I go to work. I work all day. I go pick up my son. I go home. We play all night.
Good to go.
Good to go. He's like, I don't think about my feet anymore.
Good.
He's like, you changed my life. It's like, wow. How cool is that?
Let's make it a difference, man. That's the thing too. Is like, yeah.
And who would have thought that it would be boots?
Well, of all things too, you know, it's like, oh, it sounds pretty minor, dude, but a pair of shoes is changing somebody's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we think of like life-changing stuff, and it is life-changing stuff, you know, medical advancements, you know, Elon Musk, you know, Apple.
We're launching Teslas into space now.
Yeah, you know, exactly. You know, Starlink or whatever. And that's amazing. And that is on a huge level. I'm not in no way comparing myself to that, but it does feel good to make a difference.
Oh yeah.
You know, it does feel good to make change.
Well, that's the thing, dude. It's like the little things. You and I are not Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. Right, We're not trying to send people to, you know, space, a mission to Mars, you know?
Hey, maybe someday. We get a JK boot store on Mars.
Dude, speaking of that, the Blue Origin. The rocket. Yeah, dude. They're doing like a giveaway for a flight. Wow. I must sign up for that, dude. That's like one passion I've ever had, and I'm like totally all about and geeking out about. That's cool. Space, dude. I always wanted to go in space.
Wow.
I'm gonna put in.
Dude, do it.
I'm gonna put it for the giveaway.
That's so cool.
Free ride to
space. Richard Branson just did it the other day. He was the first one, I think, right?
Is that Blue Origin or
Blue Origin? I think is Jeff Bezos.
That's Bezos.
Virgin Galactic is Richard Branson. SpaceX is
Elon.
Tesla. Elon. Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
That's freaking wild.
Speaking of celebrities, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be the first one to say it on air, on record. Joe Rogan. Okay.
Here we go.
Either you're going on that show or he's coming on this show. Something's gonna happen. I'm just saying it right now. Okay, prophetic, whatever you want to say, it's gonna happen. Okay, I'm telling you, bro.
Maybe
I'd be honored. That'd be
cool.
That's how cool would that be? And it's just gonna shine light on the fire community. It's gonna shine light on this world, you know, wildland fire in general, because fires are big and scary and stuff, and not a lot of people know about it, like we were talking about.
Yeah, it's a hidden problem, man.
It's a hidden problem. Yeah. So I'm telling you, man, that's gonna be really awesome. That's really awesome.
If the opportunity ever arose for me to go on Joe Rogan and, you know, speak my piece or whatever, talk about fire, I'd definitely try and drag a couple select other people, particularly from grassroots, dude.
Okay, come on.
That would be huge.
That would be huge. It's gonna expose the community, right?
Yeah.
And what's all these issues that you guys are dealing with, right?
Oh yeah.
Come on. Yeah. You guys could do like 3 or 4 people.
There we go. I know he's got the room for it. And it's red spaceship thing or whatever he calls it down there. He's in Texas now, I think. So
see, people don't know. That's the problem.
No, nobody knows about it. So fire is like one of those things that's it's a temporary problem that comes by season, at least in the majority of places, except for like California. We have a unique climate here. Yeah. That's, you know, you have a year-round fire season in Texas and other places, but you know, weird places like Washington are getting fires in the middle of July.
Yeah.
Or never happened. January.
That's never happened.
No, it's not common.
Yeah, it's not common, right? So again, somewhere far away, I don't really know. All I know is it gets smoky.
Yeah.
You know, like Spokane.
And then people bitch about the smoke. It's like, well, stop lighting fireworks off in the middle of the freaking forest.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah. Don't do dumb things.
Come on. You know, usually is it usually human caused?
I want to say a majority of fires are human caused. I don't know an exact ratio between human caused and like night. There's only 2 causes of fire. There's human caused and lightning. That's it.
What about can it be in such a way where it's so hot and it just naturally sparks up?
I highly doubt that.
Doesn't happen.
That'd be like that'd be like winning the lottery.
So it just doesn't happen. So it's either lightning or people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty much it. People flicking cigarettes out the window or parking their diesel with a catalytic converter in dry grass, or they're cutting a road break or something like that for like fire or whatever. Wow. And they spark something off a rock. So that's all human causes, right?
How about like, because I've heard this, I don't know if it's actually true. Like you're driving down the highway and a chain is hanging off.
Absolutely.
And it can cause sparks.
Oh yeah. And you can know when you see like someone's dragging a trailer chain, because you'll have new starts going in a particular direction.
Wow.
At certain intervals going down a freeway.
Wow.
That shit is real, dude. So
that's
crazy. Tie up your trailer chains for F's sakes, man.
Yeah. How about like dirt bikes and stuff like that?
Yeah. If they don't have like a spark arrestor on their muffler. Yeah, absolutely.
That's unreal.
Yeah.
Is lightning actually a serious one? Is that actually?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's actually, unfortunately, there's a town a little bit south of me called Markleyville, and now they have the Tamarack fire. And being in a PL status 5 right now, that preparedness level thing that we were explaining last night, how that works. So everybody in the country is just strapped for resources. You can't get a firefighter. Well, you can obviously, but it's going to be real damn hard.
Yeah. So let's say
that was a lightning fire down there, and now it's threatening a community, a bitching community at that.
That's crazy. Okay. Let's say the worst of the worst, crazy fire just goes right now. Let's just, we're in Reading. Let's just say like car fire, right?
Yeah.
And it gets so serious, the whole town is at risk. Are they going to pull firefighters off of other fires? This is a high enough priority?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if it's threatening like the town of Reading, if there was like Firestorm 2.0 coming through Reading, or there was another campfire.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They'd reprioritize those fire crews.
Unreal.
Yeah. You have to.
So then you have to leave that raging one that's not contained.
Yeah. But usually they're going to pull from low priority fires to a higher priority fire. So it's like the fire that's out that they're, babysitting in the middle of the desert, just making sure.
It just doesn't really matter.
It's not like the values at risk are not really there. It can be handled by local resources. They're going to take people off of that and send them to the high priority.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite region?
Region 6. I said it. Yep. I said it.
Got him.
I love it, dude.
Got him.
Yep. I love Pacific Northwest, man. It's definitely one of my favorite regions.
That's cool. Why?
Because it's just the experiences that I had up there, man. It's big timber.
Yeah, it is big timber.
Oh yeah. Especially on the coast where I was at. I was over in Gold Beach for a while.
Yeah.
It was cool, man. And I had some pretty good mentors over there, and just the overall experience when I was going through academy and like repping Hot Shots and Gold Beach Hand Crew and this little town called Powers, which is a logging community, which I was the acting engine operator.
That Oregon? Powers, Oregon?
Yeah, Powers, Oregon. Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like down the Coquille River.
It is a dot.
It is literally a dot. There's literally like maybe 110 people.
I think there's a saw shop somewhere in that area that is like particularly famous or something like that around there in that area. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, what is that place? There's like a little town down the street because you got to go drive up this like gnarly ass windy road.
What is that highway?
It's I don't know. It's just the Powers.
It's just the 1 lane highway.
Yeah, it's just the Powers Highway.
Yeah.
Follows the Coquille River all the way up. To Powers proper. But
so I've driven, on that side, coming down through, going down through Grants Pass. I mean, there's another town up there. There's actually a boot shop up there. Man, I already don't remember, but it's like on the Eugene side, Okay. Whatever. Super beautiful. Just amazing. Yeah.
No, it's cool amazing country, man.
What usually like birds up there? Like, is it just straight up forest or?
I mean, it just depends on where you're at. I mean, you get these things in Region 6, particularly. It's called the East Wind Event, where you have, the hot desert air over on the, the east side of the Cascades? So Bend, Redmond, Tri-Cities area, the Columbia River Gorge, all that stuff, right? And then you have this cool, moist air over on the west side of the Cascades, right? Mm-hmm. So all that hot air will try and go towards the cool, it's like equilibrium, right?
And then they mix.
Well, it just creates this gnarly ass, like almost like a Santa Ana kind of wind.
Yeah.
So it'll blow super hard out of the east. And that's where you have those fires. I forget the name of the fire that ripped through the valley there outside of Eugene. But yeah, that's...
Oh, last year?
I think it was 2 years ago, maybe. Okay. Last year, maybe.
Yeah.
Riva, she has more information on that, but there's like literally nothing you could do. You're in PL5. You have an east wind event.
Yeah. Preparedness level 5. Right? Yeah. Is that the highest one?
Yeah. And this year we have gone into PL5. This is the earliest we've gone to PL5 in the last 12 years, I believe, or 10 years. Wow. Yeah. So it's pretty gnarly out there.
So what's the solution, man?
I don't think there's no one magical solution or magical like thing you could wave a stick at to like fix this problem. There's no one problem. It's a multitude of things. It's a very complex thing. Like our nature or Mother Nature and our interaction with fire has been going on for years. This planet and the trees and fire are going to be here for much longer than we are. However, I think that we kind of messed up when we started trying to play God with Mother Nature and putting out these fires at the 10 o'clock rule, that came out of the big burn. It's like, you got to suppress these fires that are in wherever they are by 10 a.m. the next day. That's like the objective. That was the goal. Now, since we put all these things out, that's like Mother Nature's way of cleaning itself out, right? You have all these ground fuels and all these like very young thicket forests, right? fire was supposed to come through there. It's a natural part of the ecology. It is supposed to be in certain areas, of course, in certain ecosystems, but fire is supposed to come through there and be like the cleanup crew and take care of all this dead down,
just brush, the crap, right?
So
yeah.
If we were to, I guess, utilize fire at the proper times, with reintroducing fire into the landscape, it's going to reduce the risk of catastrophic fire in the future. So you have these very intense fires like the car fire, right? You have years of brush. This is a very fire prone area. You haven't had fire introduced in these areas in some sort of area, and maybe not necessarily a car fire, but these areas in a long time. So you have this buildup. Now you have a hyper intense fire that's spreading rapidly and very intense. And now you have this condition in the soil where it basically sterilizes it. That's why you see going down the 44 past out to Susanville. Like some of these fires are so intense that entire swaths of land are just toothpicks and there's nothing growing. Cause usually if it's a low intensity fire, that's kind of going to fertilize the ground, right? To a degree. I mean,
no, that's the idea, right?
Kind of. It's more complex than that. I'm generalizing and being kind of not vague as possible, but simple as possible.
Okay.
Right?
That's okay. We have grace for that. That's okay. Right. Yeah.
So if you drive through that area, even 2 years later or a year later, there's nothing growing because the soil has been sterilized. There's no microbiome in the soil.
Will it ever grow?
It will. It's just going to take a hell of a lot of time. So what would you rather have? Low intensity fire and the minor inconvenience of some smoke in the spring and fall where you have these opportunities to put fire on the ground? Or would you rather have a catastrophic fire where you're going to wait hundreds of years for regrowth?
Definitely not that one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
do you believe in I forgot the term, but like going through, not during the summer, logging, cleaning, burning, prescribed burning? There's a huge movement about that we're not doing that enough.
We're not doing that enough. And the consequence of that is like we've done it for so long, the same way of doing business for so long, that we don't have the people to fight the problem that we created. So all of that prescribed fire and fuels funding gets sucked into the suppression costs of the summer because they're so damn intense.
Wow.
And we don't have the personnel to do it in the first place because, well, an entry level firefighter is not making a lot.
Yeah.
They're making $13.45 an hour.
Hashtag grassroots. Come on.
Hashtag grassroots trying to change the game. Right. Yeah. So you have a lack of personnel. You got no new applicants because you're not paying them enough.
It's not an attractive position.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not glorious. It's not, it's a thankless job. It's fun as hell. Would I have changed my experience for the world? Hell no. It's awesome. I loved it. It was the best job I ever had, hands down.
Yeah.
But you're not attracting new applicants because the pay's not there. You have a bunch of people that are temporary seasonals that are, experiencing the same thing. And they're just going off and getting professional careers because they can make more money, or the mental health component of that too. I've had guests on my show that have quit hotshots. Like they've been assistant superintendents of a hotshot crew and they've quit because of mental health issues.
Yeah. It's not addressed. It's not talked about.
It's not. And that stigma needs to go. So you have that compounding the lack of new applicants and the people leaving because they're getting better jobs and they have a better quality of life and they can help heal from these traumas that they've experienced. And now what you have left, which is probably, I'm estimating about 80% of the original workforce, that's all that's left. Those are the people that are sticking it out and they're highly qualified and highly skilled and dedicated to their job. So they're good quality applicants. So that 80% that's left are getting cherry picked by municipal departments. They're getting cherry picked by state agencies
like CAL FIRE,
like DNR, for a better quality of life. I can't say I blame them.
I wouldn't either. So from a civilian perspective, someone who's never done fire before. Okay. So born and raised in Spokane.
Yeah.
News, been around all my life. I know everything. I will say that if it was not for boots,
you would never have known.
I would have never have known.
Yeah.
And that's not to the fault of my own. It's just, I just wouldn't. I don't know anybody who was a firefighter. I do now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know any. Okay. Particularly when I think firefighter, I don't think wildland.
No, everybody's misconception is like, oh yeah, you're a CAL FIRE, smoke jumper, or hotshot.
Right.
Or the dude on Big Red.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You don't think of this. You don't think of like, okay, the term a hotshot crew. Mm-hmm. I think that the majority of the population doesn't even know what that means. They don't even know what that is. When I would think of hotshot back in the day, I would think of, there's a term for trucking called hotshotting. Like
people bringing back like broken oil rig parts to the Midwest.
And it's just a flatbed truck, it's just a 3500 Ram or whatever. And you're just hotshotting. That's what it's called,
Yeah.
So like from that perspective of you're a fire guy for 10 years, 11 years, I've never done fire.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't done boots, I wouldn't know, so it's the lack of education. It's the lack of acknowledgement. It's the lack of awareness. There's no awareness. The government doesn't talk about it.
No, their PR game is a nightmare, and I don't understand why they don't utilize that. If you look at
Forest Service, right?
Yeah, the Forest Service, federal agencies in general. So if you look at CAL FIRE, they take every opportunity that they can to go on to podcasts, go on to TV shows, do documentaries, talk about what they do, because it's good PR. It's explaining to the public what they do, and they're admonished for it. They're doing a great job. That's what we think of when we see a firefighter. That's why they're
probably, maybe I'll say it because I'm not a firefighter. CAL FIRE is probably the best state agency.
I mean, I guess as far as the way they treat their employees. Yeah. I mean, there's good CAL FIRE modules. There's bad CAL FIRE modules. It's just like anything else, but they're highly respected. And also they have a strong union that fights for them. So we don't necessarily, as a Fed component, we don't have that necessarily.
Again, from a person who's never done it before, that perspective, if you would know, you would care more.
Oh yeah. Knowledge is power, 100%, dude.
Yeah. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Or you'll know only if you have the experience.
Yep. You have to walk a mile in those shoes to truly understand it.
And most people don't, it's a smaller majority, thank God, that haven't had their homes burned down in a wildfire, right?
Yeah.
Like I'll just say for Spokane, for example, the only wildfire that we had that was close was the one that I was talking to you about, where that VLAT came through.
Yeah.
That was 200 acres that burned in the middle of the city, because we have something called Beacon Hill. Okay. It's like this 600 acre mountain in the middle of Spokane. It's super beautiful, but there's a lot of homes on there, and that's where there's
a lot of wealthy homes.
Yeah.
It's like a wealthy part of town.
Yeah. So it's nice. It's really nice. Yeah.
Right.
And there's like large, acre parcels and stuff, but it's like same thing, there was like horse ranches, 100 years ago and all this stuff. And it caught up, I think it was 17. Actually, someone's house caught on fire, and
spread to
the forest, and then boom, it took off. And they did a killer job of getting there fast. They got everybody out, they evacuated everybody. Like they did really good. They closed off the roads.
Yeah.
And then, within like 30 minutes, you had like those small planes with water, the seeds. Yeah. So they got a spotter ahead of them, blowing out the smoke. Yep. Then a water plant, and there's a river right there.
Yeah. It's what river is that?
It's Spokane River.
Spokane River. Yep. Okay. It's so it goes right through downtown.
Yep. Goes right through downtown. It
Gonzaga's
comes up. Yep. Gonzaga's right there. Yeah. Gonzaga. Gonzaga. Right. Is that Spokane River?
All right. Fair.
Okay. Yeah.
People from that aren't from Nevada.
Yeah.
They say Nevada.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's Nevada.
Yeah. Gonzaga. It's
come on,
number one college basketball team. Let's go. And and it's not it's Spokane, not Spokane.
Spokane.
Spokane. It's Spokane.
I just called it Spokompton.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, just certain parts, like any other town. Okay,
just like anything else, man.
Spokane, right? Anyways, but don't come. All right, we have too many people from California. All right, do not.
Same thing with Reno.
Okay, do not move. Go somewhere else.
Reno's full. Spokane.
Go to Boise. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Brooke's gonna get mad at me. Go somewhere else. Go anywhere but Spokane. Anyways, dude, I did not know what traffic was 5 years ago. Okay?
Oh yeah.
Like honestly, people, stop it. Don't go to another town. We do a lot of local business, right? So people come in all the time. Dude, I always ask, where are you from? California, Texas, California, Texas, California, Texas. It's like, that's it. That's the only two states that people are coming here from. Anyways. And then when that fire was going on, it was like such a wake up call to Wildland,
Yeah.
And it's like,
shit got real.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like I told you, it's like wow, like this is a real thing. Because when I would think of firefighting, I always thought, big red truck,
ladders,
municipality.
Yeah. SCBAs.
Half the time you're saving a cat out of the tree. Half the time you're saving people out of a burning building, So it's like, that's what I thought of. But
lots of medical calls.
And we have, Spokane has awesome EMS and police, and our sheriff is awesome. We have very good cops, like thankfully, and good firefighters, like good quality people,
Yeah.
Because we know them. Spokane's not that big.
Well, it's a small town. It's not. I won't even say big. It's like less than the size of Reno, where I'm from.
So it's if not the same, if not smaller. Yeah. So it's kind of broken up. So you got Spokane, you got the north side, you got the valley. So the valley behind it, south of Spokane, and then the valley's east of Spokane, and then South Hill.
Gotcha.
So there's kind of like four of these, like, cities that are kind of have become one. You call it the greater Spokane area. And then there's Liberty Lake, over by Idaho, Coeur d'Alene
area.
And then a little bit west of Spokane is Cheney, Eastern Washington University and Medical Lake. So, probably in the next 10 or 20 years, it'll all just become one metropolitan area.
Kind of like San Angeles.
Yes.
San Diego.
That will happen, because there's new highways going in all the time. And at least they're trying to. But in the next 10 or 20 years, it's going to be 1 million plus 1.5 million people. It's just
big
booming.
town. It's big city.
Yeah. But right now, the greater Spokane area, if you include the valley, east of Spokane, if you include the north side, north of Spokane, if you include the South Hill, south of Spokane, and then the west, it's about 750,000 people. So it's not major huge, but it's growing fast.
Oh yeah.
It's booming. But, that's why I lived in the same house for 19 years growing up when we were all kids.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the same elementary school, middle school, high school, and then the grocery stores and stuff. Every time I went to that grocery store, I saw somebody I knew.
Really?
A teacher, a fellow student, my neighbor, every time. That's the kind of town that it is. It's very community.
Everybody knows each other.
Yes. Yeah. Even though it's big, which is weird.
Same thing with Reno, man. They call it the biggest little city in the world.
Yeah. It's weird. We have, Hoop Fest, Bloomsday. So Hoop Fest is the largest 3-on-3 basketball tournament in the world. It's held in Spokane.
Yeah.
Thousands and thousands of basketball hoops litter downtown Spokane, and they close off the whole city. It's really cool. Bloomsday, it's a big 5K race. People come from all over to run it. It's not long, but it's cool.
Yeah.
And then, the Lilac Parade, it's just like a community parade. All the high schools come out, bands playing stuff.
For telling people not to come to Spokane, you're really selling it.
My bad, guys. High crime rate. Do not come. Very, very bad. You can't raise your kids here. It's horrible. If you have families, go somewhere else. It's hot. Winters are bad. It gets hot in the summer.
Yeah, winters are kind of bad up there.
Housing is expensive, and there's no more houses left. So
housing is expensive.
Go to Reno.
No,
go to Reno.
No.
Hey, I heard that Reno is the great. It's the biggest little city in the world.
It's high crime. It sucks. Traffic. It's hot. There's fires all the time.
Nice schools, right? Nevada, right?
Yeah. Hey, we're 49th out of 50.
Hey, come on. Let's go. You're not dead last. Who's dead last?
I think it's like Alabama or Georgia, or Louisiana, somewhere in the south.
Let's not go that road. Yeah, that's okay. But anyways, when that fire went on, right by us, dude. What a learning experience. And then seeing that VLAT, which stands for very large air tanker, right? Is that what that stands for?
Yeah, that's one of them. Yeah.
You just came over, covered that whole mountain. It was amazing, and then, there's fire guys around you. There was what's the red helmet? What rank is that? Is that a captain or is it a lieutenant?
Well, it depends. Some places, they don't do color coding on their ranks or anything like that.
Our guys were color coded. So yellow hats and
that's firefighter.
Okay. Then there's typically a blue hat and then there was a red hat.
So the way we did it on my district, and it probably works similarly, is red hats and white hats. So a white hat is usually a battalion commander or battalion chief, or a division of some sort. You got your red hats, which are, engine captains or captains. Then blues are probably like engineer operators, FEOs.
Yeah. So we had those three. We had 2 guys in reds and some blues and a bunch of yellows. And the guy in the red, I think, was higher up. And he was talking to us and just sharing all kinds of stuff. He was doing testing on the soil and stuff, and it was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I guess he was testing how dry the soil was. So he got some soil, put in a little tube, mixed it up, had a notebook. I don't know. I don't know what he was doing, but it was cool. I think he was testing for how dry the soil was. Have you ever done that or seen that?
I've never seen it, but I've been operational my entire fire career. So, that kind of sounds like, I don't know, maybe like a fire behavior analyst or something like that. Who knows? I don't know.
But he was doing that stuff, and he just, shared. It was really cool. Taught us a bunch of stuff. And dude, again, my parents have been in Spokane since 94.
Yeah.
I've born here, and we didn't know anything about Wildland, just like everybody else, because again, all is 2 weeks in the summer, it's smoky and it's hot.
Yeah.
And that's all, and so, but seeing it firsthand was definitely a learning experience, and now you're aware. And so I think this is awesome. You're doing this, getting the word out.
That's like the whole mission of this whole thing is to one, make better firefighters. That was my passion is I just want to share these experiences with other experts in the field, because your struggle is not just unique to you. There's thousands of other people out there that are experiencing similar, or if not the same exact thing that you are.
Yes.
So one is that component.
Yes.
2 is the education component for the public, and trying to expose the culture, I guess, and teach people what it takes to do this. And when you have people calling us unskilled laborers, that hurts, man.
Crazy.
That hurts. We don't just dig ditches, man. we were highly skilled, incredibly skilled.
Crazy.
I mean, people jump right down the street here. People jump out of perfectly good aircraft. They rig their own parachutes. They fight fire.
Into the middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's the furthest thing from unskilled.
You know, like talking to Bacon yesterday. Like, dude, ton of respect.
Oh yeah.
That's badass, you know.
Pretty wild.
And he's smart.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's not just a dude with a Pulaski, right?
You got to be smart to do this job.
He's like a smart guy, and he's like precise, you know, and like that's high level. That's high level. And yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a spokesman for grassroots. I'm not any of that stuff. I'm just bootmaker at the end of the day. But like, I hope you guys have huge success and flip this thing upside down.
I hope so too. Yeah.
It needs to be better, right? You know,
it does, man.
Good, you know, we take care of our people, you know, as bootmakers and stuff. Like we take care of people because we value people. Yeah. And this should be the same thing.
You got to invest in your future of your company, right? And if you don't invest in the people that are, you know, building the boots
10,000%,
or, your people even answering the phones, man.
Yep. Even our guy here in Reading, you know, like take care of him. We take care of him.
Good.
You know, valuable. It's valuable. He's good. Taught him, trained him. He likes it. He's passionate. Dude, I love it. And ultimately, it's a representation of us. It's a representation of me, of my dad, you know? So it's like, yes, I'm going to value this person and honor this person and make them feel good and confident. You know, I remember when I was training him up, I was like, you know, dude, like go and on YouTube and go watch some like motivational stuff. Yeah. And just become a killer. You know, like that's the mentality that you gotta have. Like, I'm going to do this so well. I'm going to kill it. Like, I'm just going to kill it. Like my brother and I, we talk about that a lot. Like our desks are right next to each other. If there's an issue or something, we just go kill it. Yeah. Like you're just going to go do this.
Take care of the problem.
I'm not going to get up until I've taken care of the problem, you know? And so like, that's the mentality that, you know, sniper killer mentality, you know? And I think Bacon has that. Oh yeah. As a jumper, you know, and also he's a military guy, right? Oh yeah. You have that doing this. 100 other firefighters that I've met have that, the successful ones. Oh yeah.
Even Art, Art's the same way.
Yeah. He's the same way. He had that, you know, and that's what we have. And that's it right there, you know, like killer mentality. And like even making boots, dude, like ultimately, like it's just boots, right? But no, at the same time, I'm killing this, doing the best. We're going to be awesome. We're going to be successful. We're going to have a high success rate. Like if you're going to do something, again, do it well.
Don't half-ass shit.
Why would we half-ass anything? You know, so going to kill it, make it awesome. You know, I have a friend who's starting his own business. He does rings, custom rings. And I should shout him out. Zhuk Customs, ZHUK Customs. Okay. He does rings. He does a good job actually. And like, same thing. He's alone right now, kind of just getting started. ZHUK Custom Rings. Go check him out. He's on Etsy. And he's really good. Plug. Yeah. He's really, really good. And it's the same thing. Like, you know, I'll tell him, dude, just killer mentality, dream big, do the best. Do the best. You know, don't worry about whatever else. Just worry about the best. Be the best. And your product will sell itself. You're going to do super good. You're going to kill it. You know? Yeah. So yeah, like that's how it is. That's the mentality. You know, that's my dad taught us that. My brothers instilled that in me. We instilled that in each other. We're doing the best. And yeah, ultimately it is a business. You know, we're here to make money, but
this is, it's literally putting a roof over your head and
literally it's our livelihood. It's our livelihood. But that's more of like a side effect or a symptom of being great.
Yeah. And that's the thing, dude. It's like a lot of parallels could be drawn between that mentality and pretty much every firefighter, whether it's wildland or municipal. At the end of the day, those folks out there that are putting in the work, they're straight killers, man. They're savages. And that's why I always say at the end of my episodes is like my tagline, my stupid tagline that I do is stay safe, stay savage. Yeah. There are a bunch of fucking savages out there and they're doing it, man.
Come on.
They're ready to get after it.
How do you think these other guys, Musk, Bezos, all these guys, do you think they have the same?
Straight killers.
If not
they're
more,
killers.
Bro. Yeah. If not more, you know? They're even like, I look up a lot I really like Musk, Elon Musk. I just think he's an innovator and a pioneer. Like I love that, you know? And I've always really looked up to, there's a guy named Robert Kiyosaki.
Not familiar.
Yeah. He wrote a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just financial education stuff. But same thing, like when you listen to them talk, like there's like this tone in their voice where it's like very like clear cut, clean, black and white, savage, like you say, you know, dude, just go do it. Yeah. You know, here's how, bang, 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 make it happen. You know, make it happen, Captain. You know, it's like, I love that. I have a respect for that. That's why I like these guys. Sometimes I'll listen to just on YouTube, whatever, like a Jeff Bezos interview. And there's this thing that he says that I love. He's like, always focus on your customer, never on your competition.
Yep. Do your thing.
Dude, that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
We focus on our customer. Always. We don't ever think about anything else.
And it shows, man. Yeah, everybody that I've talked to, like I said, I've repeated this thing. I totally simp for the brand. I don't even own a pair of your fucking boots. Not yet. But the philosophy, the business philosophy that you guys have and the shit that you guys do for the community, I don't rep brands that are businesses or endorse anything unless I believe in their shit.
Thanks, man.
So
that's amazing. Yeah. And I don't have to prove that to you. Other people tell you that.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. The word of mouth thing for us.
It's huge, man.
It's huge. You know, I always, when I'm on the phone with anybody or somebody comes in, I always ask, how'd you find out about us? There's two main ways. One of them is Instagram, social media, because everybody's on Instagram or YouTube. But then the second more predominant way is word of mouth.
Oh yeah.
My friend told me, my captain told me, my sergeant, my lieutenant told me, you know, my engine captain told me, like all the time.
Shit, my rookie told me. Yeah.
Yeah. And now what we're seeing too is what's cool is at first it wasn't like this because we were still really new to the game. Mm-hmm. But now what I'm seeing is cool. And what makes me so happy, and it's like, I'm so glad that we have this trust, is upper level guys are telling the rookies to go get JKs.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
That's cool, man. Well, that's the thing though, is like you guys have dedicated a lot of time and you've earned the respect of the community. And that's a fucking hard thing to do, especially for Wildland. Yeah. We're kind of xenophobic if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, I've noticed. Yeah. Isn't it? But it's like, you know, how that makes me feel amazing. Like somebody told me that they got an email and at the end of the email, they said, and then don't forget, go get JKs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like a rookie got an email from his, you know, super or whatever, you know, because when you're getting started or whatever, you know.
Yeah, you have to have that conversation of what to expect. Because like you don't know what to expect until you're truly in the shit. Yeah. So like,
how amazing. Yeah. Right? Like, dude, what a pride badge, an honor badge. Like, heck yeah. And I'm going to work even harder now to maintain that. That doesn't make me slack off.
No.
That makes me want to work harder.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, okay, people are saying that. So now I need to do everything I possibly can and more to maintain and get better.
Yep.
You know, that right there is the competitive drive, the passion, the ambition, my dad came here from overseas, built this thing up, American dream, lifestyle, crazy, killer, ambitious mode. That's what that is right there. You know, so there is a level of pride. There is a level of not arrogance, but like, hell yeah, like pound my chest.
Let's fucking get some.
Let's get some. Yes, exactly. That's what that is. So that kind of stuff drives me. It motivates me. Love that. Like, and when people think like, you know, I just want people to know like JK, okay, what's the company like? This is the company.
Yeah. This is why we're having this whole episode is to get to know you guys, your philosophy and what you guys do. This
is the company. Yeah. This is what we do. This is what we're about. You know, are there mistakes that are getting made? Sure.
Yeah, everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody makes mistakes. You learn from them. It's the heartbeat and the DNA of our company is this, you know, we want to be the best. We want to do really well. We want to make people happy. We want to make the best product out there. And we want to make it easy.
And more importantly, you want to be real with a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You want to be real.
Yep. You know, real, straightforward, authentic, awesome. You know, and like, you know, there's a flag on the wall behind you, like American flag, dude. We love this country.
Oh yeah.
America is the greatest country in the history of the world. And it's changed the course. I technically, if you think about it, I shouldn't have been here. Right.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm here is because my parents made a choice to take a risk to come to an unknown land.
Yeah.
I technically should be over there right now, overseas too, living my life, doing my thing. And we would have never had this conversation. This company would have never been born.
Yeah.
You know, but it's because of that country, this country and that flag, you know, and the dream that is there that we're here today. And there's so many companies that have that same story too.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's like, dude, there's a level of pride, made in America, made in USA.
It's a level of pride with that, man.
Come on. Yeah. And that's something we need to get back to. You know, we need to get back to like the pride aspect of, dude, this is an American brand. This is an American company.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. But this is like the fast, easy, cheap kind of thing is like, that's one drawback. Even though I have a huge amount of respect for Bezos and what he has done as a businessman.
Yeah.
There's also consequences to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's like Walmart, man. I told you this morning how much I fucking hate Walmart and I had to go there to get a goddamn extension cord.
27 minutes to get a pair of socks.
27. Right? Yeah. They have socks locked up. I guess people are stealing socks, whatever. Neither here nor there, but like these big companies set the expectation to get the cheapest possible shit, which is good because I like to save money.
There are some things that you don't need a quality thing, you know, like, okay, I need a pen, right? You know, I just need a pen. You know? Yeah. But then there's other aspects that come into it. I think you're right about that. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing too, is like over time, it used to be, you know, fast, cheap, easy. Get this stuff, get it fast, get it cheap, save some money. Okay, cool. a lot of people don't understand that is why I changed my mentality, is because if you shell out the extra, I don't know, 20% or whatever for something that's quality built,
yeah,
you're going to get a lot longer lifespan out of it.
1,000%.
Yeah.
What's the adage? Buy cheap, buy twice.
Yep.
Yeah. So that philosophy is good. Like I said, okay, like a bottle of water, right? I don't want to pay $10 for a bottle of water, right?
Yeah. I'll just go get it out of the faucet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. But then you can't apply that philosophy to other things like boots.
You can't, dude. You can't.
Like a truck, like your chainsaw.
Oh yeah.
You just can't. There's like lines that you just don't cross, So could we make a cheaper boot? Yeah.
You're not going to.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Could we make a boot that gets done in 3 days? Yeah.
Not going to.
But I'm not going to.
Yeah. It's we were talking about that last night too, is that triangle. It's like you have like a dot in the center, right? You have quality, speed, and price.
You have to have a happy marriage right there, And yes, there are improvements to be made and we're making them. Like, I don't want to be, even like right now we're 8 to 10 weeks out. I don't want to be 8 to 10 weeks out. Yeah. That's just because we're so busy. Well, yeah. And because, you're kind of low on people, this, and there's like added factors, right? So I want to get better. I want to get faster, but I don't want to become, Walmart brand.
No, don't do that, man.
Yeah. No, that's not what we're about, right? It's that level of pride, bro. So like we're all young, my brothers and I, so we're going to instill this into the foundation of this company, and when my sons, get older and want to get in here, that foundation is going to be so solid and so strong, and it's going to be ingrained into their DNA. Like my dad ingrained it into my DNA, that's what we're about. Yeah. That's what it is.
Well, holding those values close to your heart, man, that's important for the success of anybody, whether personal, business, or anything, man.
It's authentic. It's real deal. Yeah. Even like, dude, podcasts, there's quality.
Oh yeah.
There's quality podcasts. And then there's some not quality podcasts.
Yeah, true. I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I first started this podcast, there's been a dramatic difference. When I first started this thing, it was shit quality. It was the Walmart.
Except for episode number 3 with JK. Right. But dude, that was over the phone, bro. On the speakerphone, Yeah. And like now we're sitting here, you've got legit equipment, mobile. Yeah. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's getting better. That's becoming the best, Well,
that's the thing. It's like that drive for passion, man. I want to make this conversation that you and I are having. Yeah. It's fire. This is like the things that we rely on. And I want to like educate people on like how to better their lives. And I can't do that if my show sucks, right? Yeah. I don't want a shitty show.
Yeah. So same philosophy. Like we need to have better systems, so like in our company, how do we get more efficient? Because I can't focus on making a really okay, here's a good example. Back in the day when we were really, really small, I would take the sale, do the sizing, build the boots, do the shipping, and drive them to the post office.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had no choice. I had to at that time, right?
Yeah.
Now, you can't focus on doing the building, the sizing, the fitting if I'm worrying about shipping, printing a label, and giving a guy a receipt.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why
you can only focus your attention in so many places.
Right. So that's why having a good system, being efficient and smart, allows me to focus even more time on how do we make a better product? How do we get a better fit? How do we take care of customers more? So that's just kind of that natural evolution of you just want to get better. You got to get better. And I think that applies to fire too. Like,
oh, hell yes, it does.
You can't go focus on, a bunch of fires and fight, a 100,000 acre fire if you're using texting to you know what I mean?
You can't do it. Yeah.
You just can't do it, So it's that system aspect. And that's why we always, like my brothers and I were always talking like, hey, this needs to be better. This needs to be faster. Like one thing, you guys can't wait 10 weeks for boots.
No. And there's a lead time with these things. I mean, they're a custom product.
Yeah. And unfortunately that's kind of how it is right now. And it's not good. Like we want to get better, but it's not because we're bad or slow. It's just because we're so busy and there's such a demand.
We get source American made leather.
Exactly.
So it's not like you having supply chain issues.
No. Yeah, exactly. Everything's from the US, everything's the supply chain's good. It's just the tenacity of it. Right. Yeah. And so we're always brainstorming, how do we get better? This and this and this. So, and ultimately like, I don't want to have guys have to be waiting for that's why we spend all the time winter when we get a little slower, maybe like in January, building inventory, filling up inventory, because we know it's gonna
It's going to be there. Yeah.
You know, like when the time comes, it's going to fly, you know, like dude, Reading, the store we're in right now, dude, he can barely keep boots on the shelf. Like we sent him a shipment.
Gone the next week.
Just gone, bro. Like it's hard, you know? Yeah. So, and that's awesome from a business perspective, but it's like, wow, okay, that's another problem we have to solve.
Yeah.
And we're just doing the best we can, getting better, getting smarter, getting sharper, more efficient, you know? And it's just the nature of the beast. And it's cool to know that guys out there need them and want them and use them. Like that's amazing, you know? And these are good problems, right?
Yeah.
These are
not
issues.
these are not like bad problems.
Yeah, no, but there's things to overcome nonetheless, you know?
Yeah.
And so I want to be fast. I want to be good. I want to be efficient. I want to make the system so good and simple and easy. You know, like I like to put myself in the shoes of the customer.
Yeah.
And play the experience on my own and be like, okay, well, what do I like? What do I don't like? What's good? What's not good? And sometimes you're so busy that you don't even have time to do that. You know, my brother Will, who's been on the show twice before, he's a lot more systems smart than I am. You know, he's really good at this stuff. And I just listen to him when he talks, you know, like he really sees and understands. He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of guy he is. Like my parents built a house, you know, and Will was the builder for the house and built it all by himself, you know, contracted everything out, you know, 20 years old and he did it, read plans, made plans, did all this stuff. Like he's a really smart guy, you know, and he didn't have any building experience and he built an awesome house for my parents. Like that's the kind of guy he is, you know, but anyways, when he'll like map out our system and stuff and we're just trying to think, how do we make our customer experience awesome?
Yeah.
How do we make it flawless, seamless and easy and accurate? Because you can make it flawless and seamless and easy, but if it's not accurate,
then it's all for naught.
It's all for nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's accurate, but it's incredibly hard to do, takes forever and it's painstaking, well, that's not that good either because I don't want to be 18, 20 weeks waiting for a pair of boots. Dude, that's crazy. So 16 weeks, what is that? That's 4 months.
4 months. Yeah.
The fire season could be over. If you order today and we're 16 weeks out, which we're not, but let's just say, right?
Disclaimer.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not.
Yeah, we're not. Your fire season be over before you get your boots. You know, it's going to be August, September, October, you know, November, right? You know, so yeah, we want to be better, you know, and we have like right now, actually, we just got restocked in Reading. So if you're listening to this, what's today? Today's the 18th of July.
Yeah, 18th.
We have fresh stock right 18th. Now. So if you need boots and you're hearing this and it's relatively close,
get your ass in here before
get your ass in here. Yeah, because there's boots in there right now. Spokane is also fully stocked and Boise is fully stocked. So we're lucky with that. But I don't know how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
Because if it keeps getting crazy and it keeps getting wild and there's lightning and it's just we have an extended fire season, I don't know what's going to happen. You know, so just be smart. Disclaimer, just be smart. Do not waste time. Do not wait till the last minute. You know, we have that happen and
I need boots now.
Yeah,
and
I can
August.
ultimately
I'm going on a roll tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I can ultimately do so much. And you know, for boots and inventory, if you get your ass in here, yeah, you'll get them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you're going to be your size in here. I don't know if we're going to have anything in here.
Yeah.
Because a crew can roll in here and clear it out.
Which you've had happen.
Yeah.
Before.
Which I've had happen. Yeah. So be smart, man. You know, like, I think March is the month where we have this crazy influx.
Bunch of rebuilds coming in and new orders on top of that.
And it's like, it's a little, even March is a little late, I would say.
Yeah.
Because it can get really bad and their lead times can get really extended. And then you're just kind of stuck in this bottle, you know? And again, we're always working and making better. Like we've gotten a lot faster over the years and we're going to continue to get faster.
Yeah, speed up comes with the skill.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely, 100%. So we've never been better than we are right now.
Yeah.
And next year we're going to be even better, you know? So that's a disclaimer too. Like we've never been better than we are right now. And we've never been as efficient and sharp and accurate. And we're going to be even more so, you know, like I'm killer for that part right there. But just be smart. Order in January, you know, or in February.
Earlier the better.
Heck, season's over, put in an order then.
Yeah.
You're just going to be so safe. It's okay if they sit in a box for a month.
They're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere. Like, it's okay. Like, just do it. It's going to be easier for me. It's going to be easier for you.
Yeah.
You know, so just think a little bit ahead. Like, when do fire guys usually get done? You said SoCal wraps up in October or no, November?
That's when it depends on the Santa Anas.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, shit, they've been fighting fire in December. Like the Thomas fire, I'm pretty sure it went till like January or something like that.
Is that lower region 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So like LA.
I want to say it's like the Santa Barbara area, or I don't know. I'd have to look at the map.
Is it still just like super hot even in October, November there?
Yeah. What you have is these Santa Ana winds that come through and that climate down there. It's the same thing as the east wind event up in Oregon. So all of these hot, dry air weather patterns just haul ass towards the coast, and they're diurnal. So they switch back and forth 180 degree wind shifts every day.
Wow.
During Santa Ana's. What that means for fire? Well, that means bad news for fire.
Bad news for fire.
Yeah. It's very fire prone.
Yeah. Okay. Well, whenever everybody else does, so like I said, in a region, 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever, or 6, but typically probably by Thanksgiving, you'll be done. Most of the fire guys, right? Other than
it. Yeah. More or less.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever they get done, just do it then.
Yeah. Just do it, man.
Just do it then. Either send up the repairs right away, or if you need to get another pair because your pair's shot or whatever you want to.
I was a big. All right, so for me, I was a big proponent of 2 boots. I'd have
2 pairs, always.
My primary and then my backups, just in case shit hits the fan.
Always. Yeah. 97% of everybody has 2, 3, or 4 pairs. That's not a joke. I'm serious. That's why we keep everything on file all the time, and we have such a good system for customer files.
Crank it out the door.
Because a guy will order a pair. Let's say he orders a pair today. He gets them. They're amazing. He's like, dude, just get me another pair right now.
Yeah.
Just so I have them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I got to pull this up and do it again. So that's why we have that in place. Like, this is not a one and done. You build this relationship, and I've got your stuff. And like, I have 2 brothers, not my brother. I mean, 2 brother customers.
Yeah.
Kevin and Steven. And dude, they've each ordered like 6 pairs.
No shit.
Yeah.
They're firefighters or
they're firefighter year-long guys. I don't know where they're at, but they're around the clock all the time.
Okay. So they're all risk. Like, yeah.
Yeah, dude. So like literally they'll be wearing a pair. They have a pair in their truck and they have a pair at home.
Gotcha.
Just sitting and waiting for them to go, because they're all the time. They're on the move all the time. Okay, we got to go. Okay, these are my soles are done. Ship them up to JK. I got my backup pair. We're good to go. So it's like all the time.
Just keep cycling them out.
Yeah. Or like, let's say out of the fire world, dude, all these guys that are like pipe fitters and travel.
Oh yeah, they travel all over the place, man.
Dude, you cannot have your boots. Okay, like something happens. I've got a lot of stuff where it's like they'll have an accident and they'll mess up their boots. Like if they have hard toes, something will fall and break the hard toe, and then you got to get your boots rebuilt, or like you cut them or mess them up. It's like not a boot failure, but like
shit happens.
Yeah, with a freaking drip torch, and you cut your boot in half or something, whatever. Like axe, all this stuff. And so it's like, okay, we got to get it patched or whatever. Well, yeah, that's why you have a backup pair in your truck or your house, because you don't want to be without them.
Yeah, it's your PPE, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
A guy named Adam Zepp. He's a logger. Cool guy. His house burned down.
Oh, fuck. That sucks.
Here's what he tells me. He's like, I wake up in the middle of the night. House is on fire. I wake up my wife. I grab my sweater. She grabs her sweater. We grab our kids. And I grab my boots and I run out the door.
Damn.
You know why? Because he had to go to work the next day, and he's a logger with cork boots. He's like, I can't work if I don't have my boots.
You're gonna be sliding everywhere. Yeah, you can't
That's
work.
the level of priority. That's the level of importance.
Oh yeah,
If
you don't have, NFPA qualifications on a boot or whatever, like whatever the minimum requirement is for boots, at least in fire, or that's a PPE, man. You can't work.
Yeah.
Literally throwing money away.
He told me that story. I was like, wow.
Damn.
It's like crazy, bro.
That's intense, man.
And, he ended up being okay. Like, they built a brand new house. He had insurance and stuff, and we got him another pair of boots just to have and stuff. But it's a crazy story. That's like, okay, grab my wife, grab my daughters, and I grab my pair of boots. And I
grab my boots. Yeah. Damn, dude.
Because he's like, I know I got to go to work in the morning.
It just goes to show you how much like people value these. I mean,
And again, I didn't understand that until I started doing this, because okay, I was a high school kid, whatever. What do you wear? You just wear shoes, Fans or whatever. Okay, well, go work for a day in crappy shoes and boots.
Yeah, you're not going to do it again.
Or you'll be so hurt
that you
can't do it. Exactly. Yeah. So it is your money makers. Sometimes I'll go like on forums, on like Reddit, which Reddit is awesome.
It's also kind of the asshole of the internet at places, but
is that the term? Yeah, unfortunately, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And like, forums and stuff. And I see this phrase everywhere. Your feet are your money makers. Your feet are your money makers. Your feet are your money makers.
Oh yeah, dude.
And it's not just fire.
It's like you're saying, it's doctors, it's fire, it's loggers,
everything, all that stuff, dude. So yeah. And logging is a big one.
Especially in your neck of the woods.
Yeah. Especially in my neck of the woods. Lineman is a big one. General construction.
Yeah.
Iron workers, fab guys, excuse me, mechanics, diesel mechanics. We got a ton of diesel mechanics. We have a huge Caterpillar facility.
Oh, really?
Massive. And John Deere, massive, dude. They have hundreds of people working.
So rigs from all over the place are just coming in and getting fixed up.
I'm talking like an Amazon building size,
Oh shit.
For John Deere and Caterpillar. Yeah, it's massive. And then there's a ton of manufacturing going on in Spokane too. Like the steel beams for the Twin Towers came out of Spokane.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So like that's cool. Ton of foundry work, ton of manufacturing work. And we have this, a lot of foundries that make parts, for farmers and stuff like that. So there's a lot of industry, a lot of industrial stuff in Spokane. We used to have Kaiser. Do you know what Kaiser is? So it's this massive plant, like they make machine like stuff for electrical plants and stuff like that. I think that's what it was. Dude, it was like 3,000 employees.
Damn.
Yeah, massive. So a lot of industry going on. So a lot of these guys wearing our boots, live in them, have 2 or 3 pairs, work all day, go home and do stuff around the house, or they farm on the side. Ton of farmers.
Oh yeah.
All around Spokane, Tri-Cities, Rosalia, Colfax, Colbert, ton of farming, so that's a big one, a lot. That's a really, really big one. And the farmers, they talk. Word goes fast in the farmer community.
Oh yeah, dude.
So, and they're all kind of more old school guys and stuff. So once you get good, relationship there, that's awesome. We all also have a lot of Mennonites. Do you know what Mennonites are?
Yep. We got some in Nevada.
Potato farmers.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
dude, some of the best damn food ever, though.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So I bartered for some potatoes and onions once for a pair of boots. It was awesome. Dude.
Nice, man.
It was like 3 sacks of potatoes and a sack of onions, and it was just fun. It was just for fun. But I know that my mom is all into that stuff, and she has a garden and chickens and all that stuff, so it was cool. Yeah. So Mennonites is a big one, and then there's another big industry too. These guys that do maybe it's pipe fitting or pipe welding, but like they travel to bases, like Air Force bases, and they install the gas lines.
Okay, so like the fuel
pipe transfer, fuel guy or whatever. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a big one, and they travel for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we have a lot of those guys coming.
So they do like their 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off,
2 weeks off.
Yeah,
the oil guys, oil community.
Oh yeah.
So North Dakota is its own beast, though.
Yeah,
yeah, because it's like 40 below in the winter and 100 in the summer. It's literally hundreds of miles of nothing.
It's pretty much, you can see the curvature of the earth, man. I do not mess around with the Midwest. I try and avoid it at all.
Are there fires in North Dakota?
Yeah.
South Dakota?
Yeah,
what region is that?
You know what? I don't know off the top of my head. It's like region 7, maybe.
Is there, 7, 8, 9?
Yeah. So I can pull up a map and show you exactly where they are.
The main ones are what?
So the primary one's going to be the left coast, of course. Yeah. You got region 6, Pacific Northwest, region 5, which is the entirety of California, region 3, which is the desert Southwest. Then you got region 4, which is the Great Basin, essentially.
Gotcha.
So then it goes
like Wyoming, Colorado.
Yeah. Parts of Wyoming. Yeah.
But,
Black Hills, man, you get fires there all the time.
Yeah, I guess
one of my buddies, Kyle Jones, he was out there for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the Wyoming one is, we have a lot of people from there too, but it's kind of like not a wasteland, but same thing. It's a lot of empty land.
It's some of the best freaking country out there. Like you got to look for it though, because it's just like Nevada. All the cool shit's off the main beat.
Yeah.
So like if you go to look for cool places in Nevada, you'll find awesome stuff, like huge, beautiful mountain ranges, forests, all that stuff.
That's
right?
cool.
Same thing with Wyoming. Is like outside of Graybull, you have the Bighorn National Forest, and that was like one of the most memorable fire experiences I've had ever. Like just being super high elevation, and you could see it's kind of like looking off the Mogollon Rim down in Arizona, and it's just this big giant peak. There's moose, there's bears, there's all sorts of cool shit up there on top of this mountain. Wow. And Wyoming hotshots, they're out of.
That's a pretty famous crew.
Yeah,
because of social media, they have a big following. Yeah, there's a few guys in there that have our boots. If I can remember their names right now. So one of the guys, his Instagram tag is Honey Badger.
Oh yeah. I think that's Jake.
Is that Jake? Is it Miller?
No, that's Kyle Miller. He's a photographer. He's a hell of a photographer.
He doesn't have our boots, but I know him just from Instagram. Nice, really nice guy.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
Great pictures. Pictures. I already forgot some of their names, but I think it's like 5 or 6 guys in there have our boots, and that's cool, to just see that, and it's fun.
All over the country, man.
Yeah, so shout out to some of the crews off the top of my head that I know that they rock a lot of JK. So El Dorado, Mount Taylor, Sawtooth, Arrowhead, and forgive me if I'm forgetting Stanislaus. I know is a big one, Big Bear, so like, and I just know these names because they'll call they have friends call, you know, and it's just cool. You know, it's like, oh, hey, here's my buddy right next to me on the buggy. He wants to get a pair of boots too. You know? Like
he's going to order ready for you.
Prineville's a big one. Yeah. There's a particular guy on Mount Taylor. I don't know if I should say his name or not. I don't know how he's going to respond, but I won't. But cool dude. And he got his whole crew to get into JK's. One guy. He was so happy.
Really?
He was so happy. And like, I should have cut him a commission or something. You know, like,
thanks for being a salesman, dude.
Thanks for being like the coolest dude, you know. And I'm actually gonna see him tomorrow because I'm flying back to Spokane. He's gonna stop by with Mount Taylor shots, but just cool guy. And that's the community, man. They're just when they find something good, they tell everybody, and it's just cool. And again, I'm not a fire guy, you know. I'm not a firefighter. Yeah. But just being in this culture, it's awesome. Like it feels good. Like I feel like I know stuff, you know, just from talking to people. It's just really, really cool. I don't, pretend to be a firefighter, but it's just, I'm just like,
I'm sure you fit in pretty well last night, man.
I felt good. Yeah. I felt cool, especially with the bacon and stuff. That was awesome.
You had some pretty, you just had some hitters.
It's dude, just hanging out. Solid dudes, man. Honestly, that's what it comes down. Just being a solid dude. You know, I can sit around and drink a beer with anybody. You know, it's cool. Just solid, good, quality guys. You know, that's ultimately what it comes down to. But yeah, you know, it's a cool ride, learning this stuff, meeting people. I've met thousands of people already, you know, just from shows and academies. And I've done academies in Arizona and New Mexico and Texas, Washington State, where I'm from, like 30 minutes from where I live, you know, so it's cool. It's a cool community. It's diverse, you know, shout out to the whole Wildland Fire community. Like it's cool. It's small, but it's big. Word travels fast, you know,
your reputation definitely precedes.
Yeah. Absolutely. I hope this episode blows up, you know, because it's cool. Like, I just want to say that, like, a lot of respect to the Wildland Fire community. Like, and I owe them a lot too, because they helped build our business. They helped build our company, you know? And so that's awesome. And it's proud moment, proud to serve them, you know? And, like I was telling you, the major majority are solid dudes. Just respect, you know. I don't know why I like bacon so much. Like I just
he's just a rad dude.
He's just a rad dude. But like that's what I envision, you know. And that's how most of the fire guys are: disciplined, smart, just cool guy, you know. And he's just also, what a beard. Like, you know, props to that, you know, like solid beard. I respect a good beard.
Bacon, you got a man crush, dude.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if he's going to listen to this or not. Oh man, just a solid dude. Just a lot of respect. And he's a smoke jumper. I mean, that's cool. Yeah. So, it's awesome. You know, there was I think the first smoke jumper that I ever built a pair of boots for was a guy named Devin Beadle, and he's out of fire now. I think he retired. But that was a cool experience too, because he helped me understand how these guys think. You know, and it's a little different than
just a psychology component in it too.
Totally. Than just like a regular consumer, you know? And I think one of the reasons that our company clicks so well with fire is because we're dudes and we're just guys. Yeah. You know, there's no
there's a lot of women out there too.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. So what I mean is, like, there's no, like, here, let me reiterate what I mean. It's not a corporate aspect. No. It's a very personable aspect. So that's the right way to say it, both men and women, right? So it's a personable aspect. So while we do have systems in place and a website and all this stuff, but it still feels very personable. It doesn't feel like you're talking to somebody at a call center.
Like a robot.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but it's very personable. And I think that's one of the reasons that that we're having success and doing a good job, besides the quality, fit, comfort aspect, but also just in general, the vibe that we give off and the level of, and the culture. There's a culture that we bring too. Yeah, and I think people relate really well to us because we're people. It's just people to people. And I think that's why it's really good. That's why it's really successful. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like you said earlier too, like keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real and authentic, man. That's a big thing. Yeah. We have systems in place that we use, you know, it's good, but at the end of the day, it's a person. It's people to people. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you guys don't like sell an avalanche of bullshit either. That's a big thing. Cause like, especially the wildland community, dude, they had a bullshit detector and it's off the chain. 100%. Oh yeah. 100%. They can smell bullshit from a mile away. Right. They work for the government. Right. They deal with a lot of it. They know what it looks like. They're good at that. The only quote unquote advertising, marketing, quote unquote, that I do is just for exposure purposes, because literally people have not heard the boost name. On Instagram on social and stuff like that. I don't really have to do any kind of selling because the product sells itself. Yeah. And the people sell it when they tell their friends how good of an experience they had. That's like the OG viral marketing, dude. Yeah. Word of mouth. Yeah. So like I said, the only advertising and marketing is just getting the name out there, just getting the word out, hey, that this exists. and then people come and on their own and they see and they do research. We hear a lot that like, oh yeah, I was doing research and, and you guys just seem the best. You guys just seem the most, personable. I was like, okay, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing something.
Well, that too, you're pretty transparent about like what you guys do for the community, whether that's the Wildland Firefighter Foundation or shit. We were even talking about like doing the meetup thing, that whole thing.
1000%. Yeah.
You're giving back to the community.
Exactly.
Paying it forward.
And, to pay some compliments to the foundation, the great people, good to work with. Shout out to Dina over there. Shout out to Burke. Dina Pfeiffer over there? Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Great lady. Burke's a great guy. Very happy that we have a relationship with them and that he's like he's awesome. Just really a lot of respect. They do a lot of good work. And that's something that I'm proud to be a part of. Yeah. And proud to support. And I'm very honored that they support us and that they talk about us. That's a huge stamp and badge of honor, and so, I don't know if Brooke's ever going to hear this now. I talk to him a lot though, but dude, you're solid guy, like quality man, much respect and honor, and, and I think that people see that, they feel that from us as well. Yeah. And so that's why it's like a seamless flow, and so we're very authentic. We're very real, quick story. I think one of the things that, built kind of the relationship between us is there was a situation where I already forget the details. It was a while ago. Somebody, either their buggy burned down or their tent or camp burned down. And I think there's like 3 or 4 guys that needed boots and we sent them.
No charge. Just send them.
Yeah. Cause Burke asked us to.
Yeah.
And I was like, if Burke's asked us to, we're going to do it. Yeah. So, cause I trust him, and so since that time, it's just a good relationship, man. It's just like trust, and so for years to come, I don't know how long, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what Burke's going to be doing in, 10 years or whatever, but it's just a good relationship and it's a quality foundation. It's quality people. Oh yeah. And the work they do is incredible.
Without them, honored. A lot of the people that are injured or have fallen in the line of duty would not have like the assistance that they could survive off of unless it was for them. And that foundation, aside from their corporate donors, is pretty much 100%
people funded. Yeah.
People funded. Yep. Yeah. It's pretty incredible, dude.
It shows the community, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we are very happy. We love them. They're awesome. Especially, and Burke's the main point of contact. And dude, who doesn't know Burke?
I don't think a lot of people don't know Burke. Yeah. Seriously. It's like a household name, at least in the fire community.
Yeah. And also like his look and his demeanor.
And Vicky as well, his mom.
Yes. Yeah, and I never knew her. He was already doing it, when I met him, and I hope I meet her someday.
She's awesome.
Same thing. I hear amazing things, and that she's kind of she paved the way, right? She started this whole thing up, right?
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. She's like the mom of the fire community. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. She's just retired now.
Yeah. She's just doing her thing, enjoying life.
That's
probably hanging out with Reva in Oregon. Yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah. I'm sure she still probably does some stuff like travels and stuff.
Oh yeah, she does.
Cause it's like once you're in the community, it's kind of hard to get out. Probably.
Oh no, it's like blood in, blood out. It's like the ultimate gang.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get out of it.
And I don't know of any other, and I'm sure there are, but I don't know of any like other foundation that does like as much stuff as
the foundation,
the Wildland Firefighter Foundation does, I really don't. I think they're the foundation.
They are, man. They do it all too. They do mental health. They do tragedy assistance. They do, someone gets injured and they can't make rent. Yeah. That's the shit that they do.
I hope that they blow up even more.
I hope so
because
too,
they deserve it.
I do.
They deserve it. Like nationwide. They need nationwide recognition.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Which I hope they have.
I want them to have like the profile of like the Navy SEAL Foundation or Wounded Warriors,
like Chris Kyle Foundation style. Yeah.
Shit like that. Like massive, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Like a huge following and a lot of respect and honor. And when that name is on there and you see that logo, and like this is where it's at. This is legit. So we're behind them 100%. They really support us as well, and that's awesome. I mean, like I'm not a sleazy sales guy. We're very open and transparent. And the fact that, we didn't
even really talk about boots. We just talked about your philosophy.
Just life. Yeah. This is a great episode. Honestly, I hope everybody listens to this episode.
You get to know, it gets to people to know who you are.
Yep.
What your philosophy
is. The DNA
is.
and the heart and what we're doing. Yeah. And,
lets people know you're not full of shit.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That's right, man. And our track record proves it.
Oh yeah.
So again, like mistakes can happen and I'm not perfect, that's human.
No one ever is,
but it's about how we're going to deal with it and the heart behind it. And, there's been a lot of growth in the way we do things and we're like I said, always trying to get better, but there's a lot of grace from the community as well. And That's fire community particularly. And, most of the time there's a lot of, I will put on unnecessary pressure on myself because I care so much, Yeah.
Well, we're our own worst critics as well.
Right.
So,
but people, fire guys and gals usually are pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Pretty lenient.
They're pretty chill people.
They're pretty chill people in general, even like if there is some, which is very rare, honestly, we rarely have issues and mistakes, but if it happens, 9 times out of 10, hey, it's no problem, man.
Yeah. It gets resolved and fixed.
The customer be like, okay, well, what do we got to do to take care of it?
Yeah.
I can work with that, man. That's great.
But if you come like barging in the door and bitching and cussing and
threatening me, blackmailing me.
Yeah.
Dude, the stories I could tell. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And again, it's not a reflection on the community. It's just bad players and bad apples, which exists in everywhere, industry and everything. There's always, it's a people thing. It's a character, we were talking about that last night, so it's not, we don't throw on this systemic title to anything, it's just bad players, bad actors. They exist. We deal with it. We move on, whatever, but the major majority of all fire personnel that I've encountered, solid dudes.
Oh yeah.
Solid dudes. And it's just fun. It's cool. Yeah. Like I just enjoy, honestly, I enjoy what we do. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
As long as you're obviously very passionate about it. And as long as it makes you happy and you find joy from this conversation that we've been having, you find joy in making people's lives better.
Yes.
And getting them out to work, man. They rely on things like this.
Yeah.
So you're going to make the best damn product.
Yeah.
Best damn boot out there in the game.
I like
take pride in that.
That's right. That's right. I like business in general.
Mm-hmm.
I like making money in general. Who doesn't? Right. I like success in general. And I like working hard. And the fact that all of those things combine into this, and then people say you made my life better.
Yeah.
And there's awesome feedback. It's like, it makes the whole experience even more wholesome and joyful.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's incredible. Like when we were really little, my brother and I had a lawn mowing business.
Nice.
Mow lawns. That was our first business, and cause we've always been businessy guys in general, just this is how we're wired. And,
that's that ADHD thing that I was talking to you.
Yeah, sure. I guess. Right. We were like, dude, so we were like, he was like 14 or 15. I was maybe, so we're 3.5 years apart. So that would have made me 11, 12. Uh-huh. I can't believe that my dad did this, but he would give us the pickup truck and we'd drive around our neighborhood.
I wasn't even old enough to get a driver's license.
Yeah, dude. We would just drive around our neighborhood. Uh-huh. And we had a couple of customers, repeat customers every week. Yeah. Who would mow their lawns.
I used to do the same shit with my buddies. Yeah. Like my buddy Ross, man. We used to go and wash cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
RVs, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Because just entrepreneurial kind of style, right? Mm-hmm. Mindset. And even now my dad will talk about it. He's like, I can't really let you guys do that. But he's like, there's something powerful in trust.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And he didn't have a fear or worry. Instead, he trusted us. And that made us even more responsible and even more like, we're not going to mess anything up. Like we're good, So we would load the lawnmower into the bed of the truck, all our stuff, whatever, get in. I'm not even tall enough to,
like sitting on a phone book or something.
Dashboard. And Will is, he's already a little older, but still, he's like 2 hands, driving, whatever. And that's how we did it, man. We had Empire Lawns was the name of the business, man. We had business cards and everything. And I think we made $3,000 in a summer.
Nice.
Yeah. That was cool.
That's cool, man.
That was cool, So
speaking of businesses, man, I know a lot of people, and I always try and highlight the fact that you have the opportunity, especially if you're, a seasonal, you have the opportunity to run a business. I know plenty of other firefighters out there that do that. So what kind of advice do you have for those folks that are like looking to get into their passion and follow their passion and create something that makes money out of it to make a business?
Get knowledge. Get knowledge. Learn. You don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
So humility, humble yourself hugely, get on YouTube and start listening, watching, and reading. Get knowledge. Learn. Number one thing. You don't know what you don't know. So if you're going to jump into something, and not from a fear perspective, no fear, get rid of all fear, but like you just need to know, you need to learn because you don't know what you don't know, The second thing I would say is get the ball rolling. Just jump in, just jump, It's okay. Make some mistakes. Not a big deal, but just get the ball rolling. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes, and maybe you lose motivation a little bit and you let fear build in you and stuff. Just get the ball rolling. Like that guy that I shouted out, the ring guy. I just would tell him that all the time, dude, you just got to start.
Oh yeah.
You just got to do it. and things will kind of pan out and figure themselves out on their own. Also, you're going to learn so fast, you know? So like that was a big thing for us too. Like with Instagram, for example, I launched our social media Instagram February 4th, 2016. And I didn't really know a lot about social. I just did it.
Yeah.
I go back sometimes to my first pictures. Yeah, they weren't that great, but you got the ball rolling. Today I have amazing content, right?
Yeah.
And we have like 32,000 followers and growing. You know?
Yeah. You guys do professional content too.
Literally legit professional content. Yeah. And we're managing it really, really well. But dude, I had to just get started, just get the ball rolling, whatever it is, coffee business, branding, t-shirts, maybe you have a service, welding, whatever, just start.
Oh yeah.
Get the ball rolling. So get knowledge, get started. And the third thing, just never give up.
Yeah. Keep being a savage.
Yes.
You gotta be a savage.
You have to never give up.
I mean, you have savages in here too. Like you got freaking Darn Tough.
Yes.
Great
Darn
stuff.
Tough. Great Obenovs.
Right? Obenovs.
Yes. Great stuff.
You got Jessica Shuey's paintings.
Come on.
Here.
Yeah.
You got Hot Shot Brewery stuff.
That's right. Dude. That's right. Anchor Point Podcast in the store.
Right
Come
here.
on, let's go. Yeah. So that's that concept, you know, just never give up.
Yeah.
If you never give up, you're bound to be successful, you know? So, I don't mean like, you can either drive from here to Spokane in a car or you can get on a horse, right?
Yeah.
And you could say, oh, I'm never going to give up. I don't mean being dumb. I just mean in general, never give up trying to get better. Never give up trying to be successful. Never give up getting to your goal. Yeah, get smarter, get wiser. But in general, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit. No matter what, I'm not going to quit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. This is going to happen. Set a goal for yourself. Like, I guess moving on to the fourth thing, right? Goal setting. I write things down in my phone.
It's kind of like affirmations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say them in the mirror.
I do the same shit here.
You know,
Yeah.
I have a vision for my life that I write down on my phone.
Yeah.
And it's written in there what I want to do, how I want to be, what I want to look like,
How I'm going to get there.
My family, how I'm going to get there, my wife, my children, you know, all these things. Like I write those things in there, man. You know, that's the vision. Have goals, you know. Listen, whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter. Ultimately, I do believe that God places in every single person passions and visions. Okay. You're born with that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And God wants you to be successful more than you want to be successful. Okay. And there's this stigma, and I'm just going to break it right now in religious cycles, that being wealthy or being successful is worldly. This is bullcrap. Okay. The calling of Jesus was the gospel of the kingdom of heaven. Okay. Which means that, dude, we're going to make earth awesome.
Yeah.
Business does that. Engineering does that. Medicine does that. Relationships do that. Have healthy marriages. You know, it's all tied up. I'll tell you something. Being an entrepreneur made me a better man.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have this passion and drive, you're listening to this right now, it's going to make you a better person. Whether you're spiritual, religious, atheist, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Whatever. If you believe that stuff or not, God still cares about you. I believe that very strongly. Okay. And I've seen miracles in my life and in business. I could share them. There's a ton of stuff like that. It's very real. It's very active. God is very real. He's been very real in my life, been very real in business. But anyways, the principle remains the same, that success, you were born to be successful. You have to believe that.
You just got to believe in it. Yeah.
You have to believe
in yourself.
A lot of times, so goals is the fourth thing, write the vision. So fifth thing, get rid of bad beliefs.
Just throw that shit in the garbage.
Yes. Get rid of it. We don't even realize how powerful our words are.
Well, it's like a placebo effect even.
Yeah.
You know, if you feed yourself garbage, you're going to get garbage out.
And we don't understand that. So there's this interesting place. Again, I don't want to get super, biblical on you guys, but there's an interesting place in scripture. So it's 2 Corinthians 10. And the writer says this, he's like, we tear down strongholds that are built up I'm paraphrasing, tear down strongholds that are built up in our minds to the truth of Christ. Okay. So we don't have to get religious about it. But what it means is like, basically there's things that you've believed in your mind that we call a stronghold. So I've heard people say dumb things like, I'm never going to be rich. Let's just say that for example, Okay. Yeah. You never will be.
Yeah. You just affirmed your own.
Do you know why? Because you've believed that and you set up a stronghold in your mind, right? And now when a situation arises,
you're just going to revert back to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
An opportunity opens up. No, I'm never going to be rich. I'm not going to go do it. So deal with the stuff in your head first. Or somebody told you something and you believed it. Or somebody, you had a bad experience. And so you built up a whole, ministry around the fact that I suck. You have to get rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
So literally, like, get a piece of paper. If you're listening to this right now and you want to be successful, get a piece of paper. begin to write down what you want and how you envision yourself. I am wealthy. I am smart. I have good ideas. People like me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm serious.
Well, that's saying too, that whole wealthy thing. Wealth comes in a variety of flavors.
It's not just financial.
It's not just financial,
it's
man.
Everything combined.
Yeah.
Yep.
This right here, but this conversation that we're having right here, that's absolute wealth to me.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. I say wealthy because to me, that just means growth, success, happiness, joy. I don't mean just dollars.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's not going to bring
you can have all the money in the world, man.
In the world. Yeah. But it is, I'm not going to lie. Finances are a part of our life in a huge way.
Sure makes life easier.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
But okay, this is including your family, your relationships, your personal happiness, your mental health, your rest, your peace, your future, your children, all these things. Being an entrepreneur, it's not this, it's interesting that we're talking about this on the fire show, but being an entrepreneur is not this Instagram thing where hashtag make moves in silence.
Yeah.
Hashtag
be a lion.
Yeah. Even though I believe in having that mentality, like lion mentality, it's not so, magical.
Yeah. It's not
Sometimes ultimately it's 1,000 small decisions.
Oh yeah.
It's 1,000 small beliefs. It's you, who you are, who you choose to be. I grew up in the church and I was a youth pastor for 2.5 years. And so that's why I kind of come back to this stuff, but I've, preached a lot, talked a lot, shared with a lot of young people, helped and counseled a lot of young people, like, younger kids and stuff. And, I've seen that we put too much stigma on, like going to church and whatever. It's really, I don't really care about that stuff. I care more about who are you?
Yeah. Are you a good person?
Yeah. Who you are, right?
Yeah.
Do you make good choices, right? And do you have good beliefs? Do you have strong beliefs? And, again, whether you're religious or not, it's like, I'm going to choose to be awesome and choose to be good. And I think most people across the board believe in God, but it's like, either they grew up in the church or they didn't, know? And so it's like, listen, I've found really, really great people outside of the church. I found really, really great people inside of the church.
Yeah.
I found really bad people outside the church and I found really bad people inside the church, And so ultimately it comes down to, who am I going to be? What am I going to choose to be? And if you're making good decisions and you're like, listen, I want to be great. I have a vision for my life. I want to raise my family. I have a healthy marriage. I want to be successful. I want to be awesome. Dude, you're going to naturally fall in love with the Lord. You're going to naturally fall in love with those things. You're going to be naturally drawn to those things. Like sometimes we think that like God is distant and far away and this person on a throne far away. It's not like that. He's very personable and very close. And sometimes we think that we always have to pursue the Lord. I would say that he's also always kind of pursuing us. And so it's just about us making that decision. What we're going to fight for, we're going to strive for. And being an entrepreneur, you have to have a vision, have goals, write those things down. Dude, I did that.
Yeah.
I do that. God's blessed me in a huge way. I have a personal relationship with the Lord. I've seen people who are successful that don't have personal relationships with the Lord, but then they find him later. Mm-hmm. They find him along that journey. They find him along that road, and God deals with everybody in a kind of a different way a little bit. And, everybody has their own journey, but I would say absolutely, like, you have to have visions, you have to have goals, you have to have dreams, get rid of bad beliefs, and I'll say this too. Last thing, kind of on the religious stuff, God talks to you more than you think.
Just in different ways, subtle ways.
Yeah. Subtle ways.
I'm not a religious guy myself.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But, the things that you're saying right now, I mean, those could be regardless of religion. Doesn't matter what sect of whatever you're in, or even if you're an atheist, don't believe in it at all, or if you're just, I don't know, a pagan or something.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. All of these things that you're saying, they relate to the normal person. You can take a lot of things that you're saying right now and apply them to your life. And if you choose to be passionate about it and live a good life, it doesn't matter, man. It still has value. Yeah. Those words have value.
Yeah. And the things that you believe about yourself, dude, like if you believe that you're a loser,
you're going to be a loser,
dude. You're going to run into issues. Like it's just, that's why you clean your head. You got to get so you ask
take care of your mental health.
That's right. The tips I would give to an entrepreneur, first thing is get knowledge. Second thing, get the ball rolling. You got to do stuff. What was the third thing that I said? Vision, plan things, have goals. Fourth thing, beliefs, man. You really got to start believing the right things. You really got to be positive and just get the bad stuff out of your head. Like, man, I was just talking to somebody the other day. Like you just set up limits in your mind.
Oh yeah.
Why?
There's really no point in
There's
it.
no point. Yeah. Break them.
Like this whole thing right here.
Yeah.
I was like so apprehensive to do it and took a conversation with Hot Shot Brewery to actually pull the trigger.
Yeah.
And this whole idea came out of like, half drunk conversation at a bar.
Yeah. There you go.
And I love doing this, man.
Right.
This is great.
There you go.
I wish I could make it my full-time job.
Yeah. There you go.
One day.
Very soon, right? Come on, very soon.
Come on, Joe.
Joey. And you break the stigmas, man.
Oh, yeah.
Break the bad stuff you believe. Like, it's just again, these things, that's not me. I'm not going to be, at that financial position, or nah, that's not me. I'm not going to have that thing, or I'm not going to be that way. Stop. Dude, get a piece of paper for crying out loud. Go on YouTube and go look at what the successful lives of people look like. Get an idea, get a picture in your head.
Well, everybody has their own measure of like success too.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. My point is get some motivation, because you don't know what you don't know. So you have to see something, get a taste of something, and then you'll be like, okay, I want this. I want this kind of relationship. I want this kind of happiness. Mm-hmm. I see how happy that person is. It's possible to be happy like that. Yeah. I want to be happy like that, and just boom, you just go, just like that, So yeah, that's, I'd say, the really big 4 key things. And it's not, I've heard other people say stuff like on podcasts and YouTube videos, and it sounds very like euphoric. Mm-hmm. And there is a level of that, especially in the vision aspect, but ultimately you just got to do it. You just got to get down. You just got to do it. You got to start with the number 1 thing. I'm going to learn. Second thing, I'm going to have goals. I'm going to have dreams. Third thing, second thing, I'm going to get the ball rolling. I'm going to get going. I have goals and dreams and visions. I'm going to get rid of bad beliefs. Like when you get a bad thought,
just let that shit go.
Dude, you just say to yourself, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
Actually, this is what's true. Like I absolutely had that, and I would literally,
everybody has that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody does.
Yeah. And either just those that talk about it or don't, I would literally go in the mirror and be like, no, Tim, that's not true. Here's what is true.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. What I want, what my vision is, we are going to be successful. We are this and this, and dude, my mind has changed in such a huge way. I've grown as a man in unbelievable ways. And I'm just so excited for more of the future. And I'm beginning to see these common core principles of success in successful people. They kind of do those things.
There's a thing with success, right? People tend to dictate like success or being successful is a particular point in time, a stage in your life, when in reality, successful is a everlasting circular thing.
It's like a point.
That's the way I see it, at least. It's like being successful. It's like, yeah, you have this end goal of where you want to be or whatever like that. Is that your definition of success? No, the success is the process involved with that, and it continues to evolve.
That's very good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of principles that I would learn and read up from just reading scripture too. Mm-hmm. Again, whether you believe in, if you're religious or not, but like honestly, just reading the teachings of Jesus, there's a lot of good principles there that I would pick up from my own life. And I do that often. There's this collections. There's this book. It's a collection of all the things that Jesus ever said, which are historical, legit, and real. Mm-hmm. And I would read those things often and just get those principles in my mind to change the way that I think. There's this awesome passage where it says that we have the mind of Christ. And I want to think that way. I want to think powerfully. I want to think beautifully. I want to think with wisdom. I want to have that mind, and I believe for that. And I read those things, and I believe that, and that's me. But I've seen so much the power of changing your mind and changing the way you think and how it affects your life.
Oh yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, who's an actor.
Yep.
Yeah. He has this video that he released on Instagram, and he's older now. I think he's in his 80s, but
he's a hell of an actor.
He's a world famous actor, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he has this video that he released, and it's just him, in front of a camera. He's like, believe. Whatever it is, believe.
Yeah.
Even if you don't, play the game, act the part, act as if you believe, and it'll happen. And he's like, take it from an old fool like me. Just believe. And that part we said, even if you don't, act as if you do.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so true, because you don't always feel like it.
Well, we have this saying in the fire community called "fake it till you make it."
Yeah.
So I mean, it's obviously dark humor right there, but yeah, man. I mean, the whole "fake it till you make it" concept. I mean, that's huge. And I had that conversation with another business owner in the fire community.
Yeah.
And it's actually not fake it till you make it. It's make it till you continue to keep on
making it, right?
Yeah.
So all the people that have ideas,
you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Entrepreneur guys that maybe want to get started, do stuff in the off season. Those are 4 key things that I could share with you that have really impacted me in a huge way. Mm-hmm. And you just got to go. You just got to do it. If you fail, okay, good learning experience. Go on to the next thing. Back to this: never give up.
Yeah.
Never quit. Never give up. Oh, that was the other one that was missing. Never give up. Never quit. Yeah. So that you got to have that.
Execute this strategy with absolute fucking savagery.
Exactly. You never give up. You never quit. And so we applied that philosophy. Thank God. got kind of off the ground and we have a solidified name and a solidified brand and a solidified image.
But it wasn't without its fights.
It wasn't without a fight. It wasn't without hard work.
Or struggle.
Struggle. Many hours. Countless hours.
Yeah, that 10,000 hours thing to become a professional or whatever.
And I don't necessarily believe that everybody has to have this insanely hard road. I think you can get there faster with wisdom. But there's a season that you got to go through of that tireless, countless hours. Everybody has that season. Someone's season is longer. Someone's season is shorter, but you still have to go through that, And so we're still kind of in there and we're just kind of now getting out, meaning where we've, like I said, our name is recognized more. Our image is out there more. Our brand is a little more recognized. Mm-hmm. Like, awesome. Like, we're so happy with that, and it's, I sleep well, and I know that we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Just going to keep being awesome, keep being good. And I can just, like I said, we're proud. We're happy. Very, very happy. It's proud. We're a very proud season in our life right now.
Good, man.
Yeah.
And a lot of those concepts you're talking about, man, that's like I said, man, that could be applied to even fire. Yeah. Right. You want to be successful? Well, work on it. Get rid of the negativity. Don't say that, I'm never going to be a battalion chief.
Dumbest thing you could do.
Fucking do it, man. Yeah. Just follow the path. There's a process. You got to trust in the process, right?
Yeah. Whether you believe you can or you can't, that's what's going to happen. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go, man.
Yeah. So, that's cool, man.
Excellent words of wisdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do my best.
Oh yeah, dude. So what's the future of JK Boots, man? What are we looking at?
We're looking at just more of the same. So, product, all this stuff. Oh, some new products, which actually,
we're going live.
We're going live. All right, guys. I haven't done a drop yet, but I will soon. Anchor Point's the first one to hear about it. We have a new boot model. Bang. I don't know if you can see it on the video.
You want me to grab one of these other ones for comparison?
Here, I got one for you right now.
Okay.
Toss it to you. You got it? All right.
Yeah.
We call it the OT. Right there.
I like it.
Idea behind the boot. Something lighter, more flexible, much more easy, malleable, quick, slim. What we're doing is we're doing an 8-inch top. We're doing what's called a flexi design on it. So this particular midsole, it kind of gets feathered out at the ball of the foot. And then the rest just becomes that rubber slip and outsole with still a midsole on the inside. So it just gives a lot more flexibility and it reduces the weight hugely. Also, we're doing a low heel on it. So we drop the heel. We drop the arch a little bit. Yeah. So it's that one lift base right there. 8-inch top, easy, light, flexible, designed for honestly anybody who wants it, but probably more like pilots, rappellers, anybody like on a base or station running around quick, nimble all the time. I've done it for a couple type 2 guys and they are very happy with it. I can't say, I don't know how it's going to be, for a hot shot, just hiking insanely all the time. I think it would be pretty good, but I can't say for sure. So the idea behind it was light, quick, mobile, easy, fast, slim, almost no break-in. Literally almost no break-in.
Yeah, this is way lighter material than...
Yeah, it's actually the same weight of leather as the inlander.
Okay.
It's just all of this right here in this area.
Really?
Yeah, and also the 8-inch top and the low heel. It's amazing. Yeah. You feel that, the lightness and the flexibility.
You can actually bend it.
Yeah, you can actually bend it. Yeah. So comfy, easy, really good. It's called the OT. We're going to drop it soon on our website and on YouTube. I'll do a more in-depth review on YouTube, but I would get a pair just because, and honestly, not just for fire, anybody. We have a boot right now called the Forefront that we're doing for like a lot of the ironworker guys. It's the same flexi model design, but it's built for like the ironworker in mind.
Yeah, people that guys like kneeling shit all the time. Yeah,
loving it, bro. It's blowing up. So this thing's gonna blow up too. Just more lightweight, more nimble, quick, slim, fast break in. Not a heavy, thick, idea behind it. More a fast, quick, nimble idea behind it. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So we'll drop it soon. Keep an eye out for it on Instagram and then on our website. We're going to try to keep some in inventory. No promises.
And like you said, man, it's season, man. It's hard right now.
The season. So like I said, I've tested a couple sets out right now. We probably have 5 or 6 guys right there just wearing them kind of all in different regions. Nothing but good reports.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for you guys. This is pretty cool. This is legit.
It is legit. Yeah.
I wish I had some of these for like my Helitac crew.
I think that would be really good for it. The Helitac guys. Anybody, probably, I don't know, maybe some engine guys too.
Oh yeah, I'd rock that on an engine for sure, especially the low heel.
Yep. You're doing a lot of running, a lot of mobility, a lot of hopping in and out, up and down all the time. I think it's going to be legit.
Nice, man.
Other than that, more of the same. Like I said, getting better, getting faster. We definitely want to put some more stores out there. I'm not going to say where because I don't have anything confirmed yet.
I was going to ask you that question, but you answered it for me.
Because I don't want to, give false hope. Hey, if you want a JK Boots store in your city, start a GoFundMe, crowdfund. We'll come.
There we go.
I'm serious, let us know, where you want us to be. But yeah, definitely we just want to bridge the gap for accessibility. So we want to be as accessible as possible. So
you got to have one store in every region, man.
That's what they're telling me, that's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing, so just something out there for everybody, and Region 5 is huge. So maybe a few there, and 6, 4, 3, all these places. So that's what I've been hearing, just something super accessible along these corridors, just logical strategic areas that are gonna be easy to reach. I'm glad that we're in Reading. I'm glad that we're in Boise.
There's a big fire community here.
Huge fire community out here.
And logging community too.
Yep. Massive. So we're good and accessible now, somewhat. We're going to get even better. So that's definitely the future too. And, I guess I said it's the short-term, vision, just keep doing more of the same. We just want to keep getting better and, releasing better models and boots. And I think eventually, we'll do maybe something else like, cool colors and things like that.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, some fancy stuff.
You guys are doing the crew stamps.
We're doing the crew stamp. Oh yeah, we do the crew stamps. Yep, we do a lot of the logos and we do a lot of repeats. So we'll keep them on file. So if you want your crew logo stamped on the boots, we do that for sure. You just got to send me the PDF and then we'll keep it on file for the crew,
Nice.
Yeah. And then I don't know if, traveling is going to get back on the agenda, with all this stuff.
Yeah, COVID is a thing of the past now.
Yeah, hopefully it will. Hopefully there'll be some, because there was nothing all 2020 that we could go to. It was all kind of shut off, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, if traveling kind of gets back on the agenda, maybe we'll probably do something, some academies and stuff like that. And like we've always done in the past and just kind of be more accessible, more out there. But come visit us in Spokane, come visit us in Reading, come see the stores. It's cool. We're trying to make them look good and trying to make it an experience. And maybe we'll get some beer in there or something. I don't know. Yeah.
A vending machine and like the Diet Coke is actually cool, past blue ribbon.
That's right.
There we go.
That's some cheap stuff, but yeah.
Hey man, it works in a pinch.
Yeah. That'd be cool. So something like that. But for now, we're just really happy. We're really happy with the feedback of everybody. That's the most important thing to us. And we're just enjoying life, enjoying making boots, and we're very happy.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Cool. Well, thank you for being on the show. But at the end of the show, I always give the opportunity for you to give a shout out to like a homie, hero, mentor.
Okay.
What do you got for us, man?
Okay. Here we go. Shout out. I'm going to shout out that firefighter from Mount Taylor, Rudy Chavira. That's his name. Okay.
He owes beers.
Yeah. He owes beers. Awesome guy. Very helpful to our company. He spread our name out there a lot. He's awesome. Obviously shout out to my parents and my family who I've already mentioned. Shout out to Burke.
Yep.
Shout out to Hot Shot Brewery. The question mark behind him, behind that
the mystery man.
The mystery man. He's awesome. A lot of respect. He's helped us as well. He helped get our name out there, and it's good having him as a friend and talking to him. So that's been awesome. Huge shout out to Brandon and
Thanks,
you guys are awesome. So you are huge. You're awesome. We just a lot of respect, and I'm glad that we did a third episode. And hey, when you go on Joe Rogan, don't forget about me.
I'll give you a shout out on Joe Rogan. JK Boots.
Yeah, man. And other than that, we're just really thankful in general to the community. I think. Awesome. Just awesome people. At the end of the day, this is our livelihood. This is how we live. And I'm so happy that we are, have people that love us and honor us and buy boots from us. And it's just really, really cool. So we're really glad and really thankful.
Right on. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah.
And sharing your philosophy, and a little bit about yourself, your company, and the story behind it, man.
Yeah.
I like this kind of conversation, man, because it adds a more personal and real feel to
this was good.
What you guys are doing. So
this is a good show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, cool, man. Once again, thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
And boom, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, another episode of the Anchor Point Podcast is in the books with Tim from JK Boots. Tim, dude, thank you so much for being on the show and kind of sharing your philosophy and your, I guess, just who you are and how you run the company as a person. It's pretty badass, man. And little taste of the American dream. And it's pretty cool to hear that story and see where you guys are going in the future. So once again, thank you very much. Anyways, hope everybody's doing okay. I know that this season, well, it's only July and it's feeling like a little bit like late August as far as fire behavior. So stay safe out there and keep your head in the game. And start lining things up for, talking about it in the off season, or just make a jump on it and start talking about all the things that are the stressors of the career now. Line up those resources now, please. It'll do you some favors. Special shout out to our sponsors. We've got Mystery Ranch, makers of the finest damn packs in the fire game, and creators of the Backbone series. So go over to www.mysteryranch.com and check them out. We also got Hot Shot Brewery, kick-ass coffee for a kick-ass cause. Go over to www.hotshotbrewing.com and pick up all of your morning making essentials. We've got the Ass Movement. Not really a sponsor, but I just like the message that they're saying. And spread the good word about burying your turds. Go over to www.firewild.com and check out the Ass Movement. And last but not least, we've got the Smoky Generation. And it is awesome. You got those grants going. Bethany, you have a kick-ass organization going. Keep it up. And then if you want to find out more, go over to www.wildfireexperience.org, wildfireexperience.org, and check it out. You know the drill. Stay safe, stay savage. Peace.